Unfortunately, Apex, I don't think Sarybot has any hamster facts. Hi, everyone. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ba 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 ba. Hello. I figured I'd start us on the Switch screen. Why not? We're right here, and also the reason we are on the Switch starting screen is because I opened the game to test the audio, and it immediately shoots you into a cutscene. We don't even start in a menu. So I was like, oh, fuck, okay. Quick game, come back. Hello, hello, everyone. Nick Park was indeed the correct answer. Good job, Apex. Assuming you did a Google that. So yeah, it's visual novel week here at the apothecary. So, and finally, I can play a Type Moon game. Yay! Tsukihime. This is definitely one I've known about for a long time. But Tsukihime never really got the fame that Fate Stay Night did. So I never really had the opportunity. There was an anime. I don't think it was very well received though, and it's quite old at this point. There's been cameos of other characters throughout. Do we get to hear the Banner Riona song? Technically, yes. Technically, I'm supposed to mute the stream when that plays because it's not copyright protected, but the likelihood of getting shot down while streaming it is unlikely, so I will just take the VOD offline, edit that out, and then I'll pop it back up. Cause you can pretend jam. We'll see, cause that opening is great, and I mean, it's Ufotable doing the animation, and it's like, it doesn't hit the same if you don't have the music. So yeah. So let me think here. So yeah, Tsukihime, pretty self-explanatory. Thanks for the raid, Sete! Much appreciated. So yeah, they do have streaming guidelines for this game. We can only stream Ark's route, which is fine. There's only 2 routes in this game. I'm not sure why they decided to go about it this way, but whatever. CL's route, from my understanding, has a lot of lore spoilers, so maybe they're trying to preserve the mystery. I don't know. But that's okay, because Ark is my best girl anyway, so that's fine. That's fine. The CL lovers can play her on her own. I was interested to see what she was all about, though, because otherwise, most of what I know about her is that she loves curry. Like, she will eat anything curry flavored. I'm like, man, me too. That's relatable. They trying to gatekeep certain parts? Yeah. I'm sure once I play it on my own, I will realize it. I mean, the fact that they let us play it at all is great, because technically you're not supposed to stream any of the Danganronpa games except for the first one. Even though, Danganronpa 2 is... God, it's 10 plus years old at this point, and they're still like, no, you can't stream it, even though everybody who's into that series knows the twists and turns now, because the game's been out for a decade. So at least they're like, hey, you can play half the game. And it's like, you know what? I'll take it. It's a Type Moon game. It's Kinoko Nasu. One route is probably 30 hours anyway, so there you go. So, let us get going then. I did a little bit of audio testing. It seems like it's okay, but obviously if it ends up being super loud or too quiet? Let me know. JPMI said. Yeah, I mean, they're super strict with copyright stuff in Japan, which is why all of like the corporate VTubers need to like get on their hands and knees and beg for permissions to play games. And even then, they might be like, okay, here's our conditions, and you can only play it for this month. So, and they have to like blitz through the game. But yeah, let's get going. Like I said, there's a scene right at the very beginning, so it's just gonna throw us right into this. So here we go. Tsukihime! And there is some voice acting, but it's Japanese, and I'll read things.
目が覚めた。
I awaken suddenly.
暗い夜。
A dark
家の
night.
中にみんなはいない。
An empty house.
慣れた草と紙の匂い。積み木細工のような空。部屋の
Familiar
隅に
scent
は
of
どろり
straw
と
mats.
こびりつい
Paper
たような
screens
古
hang
い
in
影。
there. The sky is nearly dark.
死に絶えた音の中で過去を偲ぶ。
In the deathly
見ていた
quiet,
夢は
I recall the
もしもの
past.
話ばかりだった。
Dreams filled with
例えば
what ifs. Things like.
もし空が曇っていたのなら、
Oh, is this how?
もし気づくのが少し早ければ、もし彼が衰えていなければ、もし私が生まれていなかったら、
Damn.
それともしここであなたが目覚めなければ。
Great questions.
夜はますます沈んでいく。きっともう家の中には誰もいない。一人きりは怖いからみんなに会いたくて一人きりで庭に出た。
Where's the subtitles for that? He was talking about being alone.
ほう
I could make out that
と吐
much.
く息が白くなっていく。庭はとても指先が痛くなるぐらい寒かった。凍る星、深い闇、さめざめと世界を照らす冷たい光。屋敷の庭はすごく広くて周りは深い闇に囲まれて、森の木々は黒く黒く大きなカーテンのようだった。まるでどこかの劇場みたい。
Oh boy.
ざーっと梢の窓が開いて、じきサーカスが始まるのかとワクワクした。
Something about a window being open, something about to
遠く
begin.
でいろんな音がしている。黒い木々のカーテンの奥、森の中でみんなが楽しそうに騒いでる。幕はまだ開かない。我慢できずに森の中へと入っていった。
Went into the woods. Yep.
すごく
I'm
暗
not
い。
fluid in Japanese. I'm like
森は深くて
N4. I'm like the
冷たい
lowest
光も
level,
届
but
か
I
ない。
can pick out a
い
little
ろいろ
bit.
な音がしていろいろなものがある。けれど暗くてよくわからない。途中で誰かとすれ違ったかもよく記憶できないくらい。
Oh
自分
boy,
の
what
名
are
前
you
を呼
getting
ばれた
yourself
気がして
into?
もっと奥へと歩いていった。木々のベールを抜けた後、森の広場にはみんな揃って待っていた。
Uh-oh.
わからない。
Everyone's all jumbled up. Everyone's all over the place. Everything's all
向こうから
red.
見知らぬ人がやってくる。凶器を手にしてやってくる。みんなをそうしたように僕もバラバラにしたいみたい。よくわからない。ぼんやりとその人を見る。
Oh
な
my
すすべもな
goodness.
く凶器を待つ。けれどいよいよという時に誰かが僕の前にやってきて、僕は子供だから よくわからない。
I'm just a child. I don't really understand.
びしゃりと温かいものが顔にかかる。
No!
赤い。トマトみたいに赤い水。
Oh, I forgot this starts with
本
like
当
the
に
massacre of his
よくわからな
family.
いけれど、ただ寒くて僕は泣いてしまいそうだった。森は黒くて見たくない。地面は赤くて見たくない。だから空を見上げることにした。目に温かい火色が混ざってくる。眼球の奥に染み込んでくる。だけど全然気にならない。夜空にはただ一人きりの月がある。見知らぬ人は今度こそ僕をバラバラにしようとやってくる。なのに僕はぼんやりといつまでも青い影を見上げている。すごく不思議。どうして今まで気がつかなかったんだろう。
Why did I notice before?
ああ、今夜はこんなにも。
There was something about tonight, and then I didn't catch the rest.
何も見えない。
I can't see
世界が
anything.
だんだん消えていく。
The world begins to fade.
その中でずっと綺麗に輝いて
That
る。
cold light still shines in the darkness. The text was moving on its own, otherwise I would have tried to read it all. But alas. Hi, Freed!
気がつかなかった。
We're playing Tsukihime. It's a new visual novel that just came out. Technically, it's a remake of an old one.
綺麗。
But do you even notice just how beautiful the moon is tonight? And there it is. We've got the menu screen now. Press any button. This is a work of fiction. There's vampires. I would hope it's a work of fiction. This work contains depiction of violence and scenes of a disturbing nature. Yep. Without the consent of the copyright holders, I have their consent, I promise. I wake up to find myself in a hospital bed. There are curtains that gently swing. Chilly breeze enters through an open window. I instinctively squint at the harsh color of the room. Where am I? What day is it? What happened to me? I can't seem to think straight. I try to push myself up, but a sharp pain courses through my body. My breath catches in my throat. I start gasping for air like a fish. Is this what they mean by seeing the stars? The moment I place my hand against the hard bed, pain erupts from the inside out again. Still lying down, I take a deep breath and look over my body. Both my hands are covered in bandages. My left leg's also set in a plaster cast. I feel a tightness around my head, so it must be wrapped up too. A large, thick adhesive strip is stuck to my chest, like it's hiding something bad. My left arm has a tube poked into it. Some part of me understands that it's an IV. I guess I must have seen all this while I was drifting in and out of sleep. The other room, dimly lit and reeking of medicine and chemicals. The array of tubes poking out from under the bandage on my chest. The scary man in the suit who came to see me. My little sister getting scolded by the man when she came to visit. And the doctor as giddy as a child. I remember all of it like it was a dream.
君、もしかして目が覚めてない？
Is that Akiha? Is that our sister? Huh? Wait, are you awake? I hear the voice of an unfamiliar woman. Oh no, is that Aoko? I don't have the strength to answer her. She then bursts out of the room, frantically calling for the doctor. Never mind, it's just a nurse. Pitter patter go her steps. She really should be running in a hospital, even if it is to get me help. Oh, don't worry. They run when there's an emergency. Unable to lift my body, I turn my head and look up at the window. I feel a sharp pain in each of my eyes, as if a jagged knife were poking and prodding inside my brain. The sky outside is so blue, it looks unreal. I find my eyes flinching, not from the white, hot glare of the sun, but from the spotless stretch of blue. Days pass. Since waking up, I still haven't been able to move from the bed. My only view of the outside world is the same faraway sky as before. Gently, the curtains flap. A dry wind touches my cheek. A stainless swath of blue leaves my eyes feeling woozy. Where am I? What day is it? Why am I in a hospital? Gradually, the answers come to me. Except for one. I keep looking out the window, a thought just out of reach. Something important, a tearful promise. Can't remember.
はじめまして、遠野四季君。回復はおめでとう。
Thanks. So that's us, Shikitono. Hello, Mr. Shikitono. You seem to be recovering quite well. Words from a man I've only just met. He offers me a handshake. Can't you see I can't move? With his gentle smile and soft-spoken voice, he seems like a kind man. Though, I get the feeling he's someone who could wipe the smile off his face at the flip of the switch. The clean white coat he wears fits him perfectly.
四季君、先生の言っていることがわかるかい？
Oh, so that is the doctor. That's why he's calling himself sensei. Mr. Tono, do you understand what I'm saying?
いえ。僕はどうして病院にいるんですか？
No, what am I doing in a hospital?
覚えていないんだね。君は道を歩いているとき、自動車の交通事故に巻き込まれたんだ。
No, that's a lie. No, that's a lie. We were attacked. Our whole family's dead. I suppose you wouldn't remember. You were hit by a car while crossing the street.
胸にガラスの破片が刺さってね。とても助かるような傷じゃなかったんだよ。
A piece of glass was lodged in your chest. It's a miracle that you're even alive. The man, draped in white, smiles as he utters something a doctor probably shouldn't say. It's a miracle that you're alive. The queasy feeling I was holding back threatens to spill out after I hear those words. Oh, there they are, the famous lines.
眠いです。眠っていいですか？
I'm tired. Can I sleep some more?
ああ、そうしなさい。
Yes, of course.
今は無理をせず、体を休ませてあげないとね。
Get some rest and try not to overexert yourself. The doctor continues smiling. Honestly, it makes me feel uneasy.
先生、一つ聞いていいですか？
Doctor, can I ask something first?
何かな、四季君。
Of course, Mr. Tono. What is it?
どうして体中に落書きをしているんですか？
Their body has all those scribbles.
この部屋もところどころひびだらけで、今にも崩れちゃいそうです。
The room's full of cracks too. It looks like it could fall apart at any minute. For a brief second, the smile vanishes from the doctor's face. Then he rises out of his seat. Smile reapplied. His shoes clack against the floor as he disappears behind the curtain.
やはり脳に異常があるようだ。
As suspected, there may be some issue with his cerebral faculties.
脳外科の芦谷先生に連絡を。それと、視神経にも損傷の疑いがあるな。午後は眼科検査に回すように。
Call Dr. Ashia in neurosurgery for a consult. Oh, and the boy may have damage to his optical nerves. Schedule an eye exam for the afternoon. Lucky us, though. We see scribble lines. The protagonist of Sayo no Uta? After he was in an accident, everything in the world started looking like like chunks of meat. We got off lucky. The doctor whispers to his nurse, his voice cold and harsh, starkly different from before.
変なの。みんな体に落書きしてる。
It's so weird. They all have scribbles on them too. The frenzied lines cling to every surface of the hospital. I don't know why, but just seeing them is enough to make me feel sick.
なんだろう、これ。
I wonder what these are. There are even scribbles on my bed. I touch one of them with my finger. Shh. The finger slides in. Ah. If I had something thinner, I bet it could go even further. Oh, I was wondering if they were gonna explain this early. I grab a plastic knife off a nearby tray and trace one of the scribbles with it. With no effort at all, the knife sinks down to the handle. Enjoying myself, I glide the knife along the lines in the bed. With a heavy sound, the bed falls neatly into two pieces. I turn to the voice behind me. The shriek belongs to a nurse standing at the door, her face stiff with shock.
どうやってベッドを壊したんだね、四季君。
I'm not sure when the game is going to explain explicitly what this is. Oh, Shikitono, yep. So yeah, for the folks who don't know anything about Tsukihime, I think this is a pretty common thing. So I don't know if it's really spoilers to say it, but basically, Shiki's ability is to see the line. I forget what the actual name is, but essentially the lines of life. So like the lines basically hold everything together, and so if he cuts it with the knife like he did now, he breaks it, so he can kill. Yeah, so he can break stuff like this by cutting the lines, but he can also kill people by slicing the lines on their body as well. So I think that's technically how he goes about killing the vampires and stuff. Because, you know, in theory, a normal human shouldn't be able to do that, but I think even the vampires have these lines on them. So you just go... It's like, you know, it's like when you have, like, a perforated line on an object, it's much easier to tear it at the perforated line. That kind of thing, so... They're getting into it now, but I wasn't sure if they would explain the mechanics, how in depth they would, so. Because in visual novels, all this information gets spread across the different paths, so. Mr. Tono, do you want to tell me how you broke the bed? I noticed the doctor hasn't asked me why I broke it, but how?
その線をなぞったら切れたんだよ。
I cut up the bed by following the lines.
ねえ、どうしてこの病院はひびだらけなの？
How come the hospital's full of all these cracks anyway?
いい加減にしないか、四季君。そんな線なんてないんだ。それでどうやってベッドを壊したんだい？
Mr.
怒らないから
Toto,
教えてく
please.
れないかな。
There are no lines. I promise we won't be mad. Now can you tell us how you broke the bed?
だから線をなぞっただけなんだ。
I told you already. I just followed the lines.
わかった。この話はまた明日にしよう。
I see. Well, we'll talk about this tomorrow. The doctor lets out a sigh. He stops smiling as soon as I mention the scribbles. I guess his switch is broken. This hospital's full of broken things. In the end, no one believed me. No matter what it is, I can cut it cleanly by slicing the lines with a knife. I don't even need to put any muscle into it. It's easy, like cutting paper with a pair of scissors. The bed, the chair, the desk, the walls, and even the floor, none of them are any different. And I've never tried it, but I'm positive it would be the same for people too. No one else can see the scribbles. Only I can. I think it's because everything is falling apart, and these are the seams holding them together. Just like my chest, it still hasn't fully healed after the operation, so they've stitched me up where it would otherwise fall apart. That's gotta be it. How else would a kid like me cut up a whole wall? Damn. Insane? The nurse screams again. Seeing the holes in the wall, she glares in my direction. Her shriek goes on and on. Oh, thank you for the follow! Luckily, something is up with my ears, so it doesn't sound all that loud to me. The drawn-out noise fills me with dread, like the sound of a burning cicada. Everything is in tatters. The idea of opening my eyes, of living at all, is enough to make me want to disappear. All this time, I never knew about the stitches holding the world together, and how easily they can break. No one else sees them. That's why they can go on living just fine. They don't know about the cracks all around us. They don't know how damaged their lives are. But I see it. I see it all. It chills me to the bone, holding me in place. Since it happened, everything sounds muffled, like my ears have been stuffed. Only the gash in my chest screams like a siren. But what happened? And when? No matter how hard I try, I can't remember. And scratching my head over it doesn't help either. My brain must have gotten rid of the information to make space for something more important. The questions still leak out like water from a tap. Oh. Think I get it. The pieces all fit. That's why there's no mirror in here. There was. The very first thing I would do is... kill it? Break it? Shatter it? I'd be laughing while it lay there shattered, which means they're not the ones in danger of breaking. It's me who's broken. Now it all makes sense. Why 2 weeks have passed and no one believes me? Why 2 weeks have passed and no one's come to see me? Why 2 weeks have passed and I'm the only one living in this stitched together world. I don't want to be in this hospital anymore. I don't want to be surrounded by these scribbles. I have to get somewhere far away, where there won't be any people around. Crazy? I'm crazy once. Yeah. I mean, if you... Same way with the guy in Sayano Uta, if you start seeing weird visual aberrations all the time, it can be enough to drive you completely bonkers. I'm not the weird one. It's this place that's weird, is what I tell myself as I make a run for it. Yeah, of course. Whatever you need to do to justify this to yourself, kiddo. But the wound in my chest stops me from getting too far. By the time I realize it, I've ended up in the field next to the hospital. I don't get very far at all. Oof. My chest is burning. I squat the ground miserably, battling a bout of coughs. I can't stay here, but I can't go anywhere else either. There's nowhere to go for someone who can see all of the stitching. Another wave of coughs hits me. No one's around. A sea of grass at the end of the summer. It would be the worst place to disappear. Thought is suddenly interrupted.
君、そんなところでしゃがんでると危ないわよ。
Ah, there's Aoko. Hey, I'll get hurt if you stay there. This is like, I guess, tangential spoilers for The Witch of the Holy Night. But I mean, Aoko with her red hair is in Melty Blood as well, so I think everyone knows about that. So, anyone who's into Type Moon stuff anyway. The voice of a woman cuts through to my ears, clear as crystal. Huh?
絵じゃないでしょ
The Queen! Don't hug me!
ただでさえちっこいんだから草むらでうずくまってると見えないのよね
A score like you
気をつけ
shouldn't
な
be
さ
curled up
い
in
危
such
うき
tall
蹴り飛ばされるところ
grass.
だったんだから
You almost got punted across the field like a Pokemon. The woman scolds away, her fingers pointing at me grumpily. I feel anger creep up inside me. I'm not that small. I'm only the 4th shortest in my class. I see.
蹴り飛ばされるって誰
And
に
who's gonna kick me, huh?
バカねそんなの決まってるじゃない
Isn't that obvious?
ここにいるのは私と君だけなんだから私以外に誰がいるっていうの
You and I are the only ones here. Who else could it be but me? The woman sure looks proud of herself, crossing her arms like that.
ここで会ったのも何かの縁だし少し話し相手になってくれない私は青崎青子って言うんだけど君は
Well, maybe it's fate that we found each other here. The name's Aoko Arozaki. What's yours? She speaks casually, like one friend to another, and offers out her hand. Seeing no reason to refuse, I introduce myself as Shikitono and accept her offered hand, like I'm being pulled in magnetically. Talking to her is fun. She doesn't shoot down anything I say just because I'm a kid. And she treats me like a person, listening to my every word. I tell her all about myself. I tell her about home, about my long family lineage, how my dad is tough on etiquette and stern all the time. How I have a little sister, Akiha, who's really quiet and follows me everywhere. How I always play with Akiha and our friends in the garden, which is as big as a forest since we have a huge mansion. How the attic is our secret spot. How I'm bad at word games. How everyone says I'm going to grow taller. How I used to like the smell of hospitals, but now I don't. How I love the sky when it's clear and blue, but looking at it makes me want to cry. How I'm glad to be alive. How I don't even hate the doctor with a pretend smile. He's simping hard? I mean, who wouldn't simp hard for Aoko? Look at her! I surprised myself. I keep yapping away feverishly. Yap, 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 yap,
おっ
yap,
と
yap, yap.
もうこんな時間。
Oh, look at the time.
悪いわねシキ。私ちょっと用事があるからお話はここまでにしましょう。
Sorry, Shuki. I have some stuff I need to take care of. Let's stop here. The woman starts to leave. The thought of being alone again fills me with sadness.
じゃあまた明日ここで待ってるからね。
See you tomorrow. I'll be waiting here for you. I would probably worship her. Mood. She appeared when he needed someone most. Would it be hard at all to fall in love?
君もちゃんと病室に帰ってきちんと医者の言いつけを守るんだぞ。
Now, be a good boy and go back to the hospital and listen to what the doctor says, alright?
Oh.
She says it so naturally, as if the idea that we weren't going to meet again tomorrow hadn't even crossed her mind. And she leaves.
また明日。
See you tomorrow. We'll get to talk again tomorrow, just like we did today. I'm so happy. It's the first time I felt something so strongly since waking up from the accident. Going to the grassy field in the afternoon has become a regular thing. The lady would get angry whenever I called her Aoko. It seems she seems to hate her own name. Unsure what to call her at first, I eventually settled on Master. Child? Master always listens to what I have to say and solves each and every one of my problems. Master? Yeah, I mean, they don't really say it outright, but Shiki and Aoko are both mages. So, Master's not the weirdest name, but it is kind of out of the blue. I think most kids would go for Onechan or something like that. You know, the normal thing you call someone older than you who isn't. Since the accident, I've hated talking to people, but thanks to her, I'm slowly becoming my old self again. Being here on the grassy field is the only time my worries slip away. And I feel like the old me. Or auntie. Yeah, I feel she would probably karate chop his head if he called her auntie, though. I feel like she's just supposed to be in her mid-20s, so she's at that age where if you called her auntie, it would be like calling a university student ma'am. Like, you would get your butt kicked. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to hit auto. I don't know who she really is, but I get the sense. No, stop. Being around her is fun. Anon, stop! Okay. Not that it's any of my business.
ねえ
being around
先生
her is fun.
僕
Stop.
こんなことができるよ。
Child! Oh god. I'm trying to get the auto to stop. I accidentally hit it and now it's being a pain in the butt. hopefully that fixes it now. I want to surprise her. I pull out a knife I took from the hospital and cut the tree standing in the field. A is hotkey? I mean, this is on the Switch though, but yeah. I bumped my controller against the underside of the desk, and that's what triggered the auto. So I was like, ah, shit. Tracing the lines, I slice from the center of the tree to the bark.
すごいでしょ。落書きが見えてるところならどこだって簡単に切れるんだよ。こんなの他の誰にもできないよね。
Cool, don't you think? I can see these scribbles everywhere, and as long as I follow them, I can cut anything like butter. No one else can do this, right? She's speechless. Find the game has support for future releases though? Yup. It took us a long ass time to get them to finally release Type Moon games out of Japan. I don't want them to claw them back. I get into a groove and decide to sink my knife into a horizontal line across the base of the tree. She rushes towards me and I feel the palm of her hand slap my cheek. Uh-oh. Master?
やめなさい。君は今とても軽率なことをしたわ。
You need to stop. What you just did was incredibly thoughtless. She stares at me seriously. It's an unforgiving look, the determined gaze of someone about to punish an evildoer. How could I be so stupid? I was having so much fun. I completely forgot. These scribbles shouldn't exist, which means someone like me who can see them shouldn't exist either. A feeling of regret seeps into my chest like blood. I wish I could crawl up into a ball and die. I think you mean curl up into a ball and die, but okay. That tree was the last reminder that this field was once a forest. And desperate to show off, I went and destroyed it. For no real reason at all.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry. I feel tears trickle down my face. I know boys shouldn't cry, but I can't help it. Oh, miss me with that shit.
Shiki.
Aww. I hear my name called softly. Suddenly, even with the knife still in my hand, she hugs me tight.
謝る必要はないわ。
You don't need to apologize.
まあ、確かにシキは怒られるようなことをしたけど、それは決してあなただけが悪いってわけじゃないんだから。
You did do something worth getting angry about, but it doesn't mean you're the only one to do something bad.
悪いのは僕だけじゃない。
It doesn't?
ええ。でもね、シキ。それとは別のところで、
No.
今誰かが君を叱っておかないと
But listen,
取り返しの
Shiki.
つかないことになる。
If someone doesn't set you straight now, it'll lead to mistakes that can't be undone.
だから私はあなたを一人の人間として見た。
So I have to give it to you straight. Like you were just any other person.
同じ立場の人間として意見して、怒って本気で叩いた。
Damn, girl.
力加減を間違えていたら。
It's easy to forget Aoko is technically the strong one of either the or if not the strongest character in the Type Moon universe. She's one of the few people that can still use real magic. What you did was something I couldn't help but react to violently. If I had misjudged my strength, I could have killed you. Her words truly frightened me. It isn't that I'm afraid of her killing me, but that I had pushed her into almost doing so. I wish everybody had their own elko. Yeah. Everyone needs someone who's willing to stay by their side and help them fix the problems when they do wrong, rather than just condemning them and leaving. So don't cry, Shiki, and don't worry about apologizing. I won't either. I mean, you should probably apologize for slapping a child across the face and nearly killing them, but okay. Instead, I want you to understand the severity of what you've done. Even if it means you hate me for it. I don't hate you. Really? That's a relief. Looks like it was fate that I met you here. And just like that, as if to melt away my feelings of regret, she quietly asked me about the scribbles I keep seeing. When I start telling her about the lines, I feel her hug me tighter. Shiki, what you're seeing is very real. Even if they weren't meant to be seen. Even if people refuse to believe they exist. The lines you're seeing aren't an illusion. They're a reality that's all your own. Oh. So that's it. I really am weird. Yes, Shiki, you are. I won't deny that. I fight back the tears. What she said stings 1,000 times more than when the doctor doubted me. But it's not like I didn't see this coming. From the very start, from the moment I woke up, I've known the truth. I shouldn't even be alive. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You have a strange condition, but it's far from unexplainable. People can face anything if they understand the reasons behind it. At least, I've come to believe so. Even an absolute fool will find a way to triumph if they've got the courage and wisdom to back it up. That's what makes us human. Yeah, if she tells you you're weird, that's gotta hurt. Oh, yeah. Especially since he's been basically by himself for 3 weeks and he's very clearly gotten super attached to her. My first lesson, she calls it, with a hint of embarrassment. Having a strange condition isn't a problem itself. The problem is how I chose to deal with it. Then, can you explain these scribbles? Sure. So everything has parts that break more easily. The fact we'll all break down someday makes us imperfect beings. Your eyes see where things come to an end. I guess you could say that you see the future. I see the future? That's right. For now, that's all you need to know. You'll learn more when the time comes. If you end up crossing that bridge, that is.
何のことだかよくわからない。
I'm not sure I get what you're saying.
ええ、分かっちゃダメ。今大事なのは一つだけ。
Yeah, it's
その
probably
線は
better that way.
決していたずらに切
Only
ってはいけな
one
い。
thing you need to understand. You shouldn't try to cut those lines on a whim again.
君の目は物の命を軽くしすぎてしまうから。
If you do, you'll lose sight of just how precious life is.
先生が言うならしない。
Yeah, being able to end anything and everyone so easily would definitely fuck you up over time. Okay, I won't.
それになんだか胸が痛いんだ。
My
ごめんね先生。
just
もう
kind
二
of
度とあん
hurts
なことは
too.
しないから。
I'm sorry. I promise I won't ever do something like that again.
よかった。
Good.
シキ、今の気持ちを絶対に忘れないで。そうしていれば
And
君は
everything
必ず
probably
幸せ
even
になれ
hurt.
るんだから。
Yep. He's a little too powerful for his own good right now. Be sure to remember that feeling, Shiki. If you do, I know you'll be able to live a happy life. Cause in the type moon universes, planets are technically their own life form. Like thinking how like Xenoblade, technically we all the humans are living on top of the remains of like a giant creature. And type moon planets are essentially like that. Like planets have their own soul and will and stuff. So yeah, feasibly, like he could definitely like cut the earth and just kill it. She uncoils her arms, freeing me from her embrace. The sensation, cold and yet warm, fades away.
でも先生、この落書きが見えてると不安なんだ。だってこの線を引けば切れちゃうんでしょ。なら僕の周りはいつバラバラになってもおかしくないじゃないか。
Yep. Oh my gosh. I can't remember what name they use for Earth in type moon stuff. They don't. I can't remember if they used Gaia or they used something different, but yeah. It's been a long time since I've read the relevant material that talked about that stuff. But it's all on their wiki, so but seeing them puts me on edge. Things fall to pieces when I cut them, you know? It's like everything around me can come crashing down at any second.
その問題は私が何とかするわ。
Let me worry about that.
どうやらそれが私がここに来た理由のようだし。
After all, it seems to be what led me to you. She heaves a long sigh and then smiles at me.
シキ、明日君にとっておきのプレゼントを。
Shiki, I'll have a special present just for you tomorrow.
私が君を以前の生活に戻してあげる。
I'm going to return you to your normal life. Alco's so freaking cool. The next day, on the 7th day since I first met Master. Oh hey, she's Jesus. On the 7th day, she rests. On the 7th day since I first met Master, she came to the field hauling a huge trunk with one hand.
はい、これをかけていればもう妙な落書きは見えなくなるはず。
Alright, put these on and you won't have to worry about those weird lines anymore. She hands me an ordinary pair of glasses.
僕、目は悪くないよ。
But I can see perfectly fine.
いいからかけなさい。度は入ってないから。
Just try them on. They're non-prescription. I do as she says and put them on. And the moment I do...
ああ、すごい、すごいよ先生。
Do fine, I say. Yup. Head pat, thank you. And thanks to Aoko, he can have a normal life. Wow, these are amazing, Master.
落書きがちっとも見えない。
The scribbles are all gone.
当たり前よ。 わざわざ姉貴のところの魔眼殺しを奪ってまで作った青崎青子渾身の一品なんだから。粗末に扱ったらただじゃおかないからね。
She stole her sister's glass. She stole Toko's glasses. Rip. Damn right they are. I had to go swipe my sister's pair to make them, but these mystic eye killers are a bona fide, one-of-a-kind Aoko Aozaki creation. You better take good care of them, Shiki. So if you don't know, from the Type Moon universe, mystic eyes are one of the magics that show up in the series. So that's why he can technically see those lines. It is literally his magic in his eyes. Like, Medusa in the Type Moon universe has mystic eyes as well. That's what lets her turn people to stone. And, the mystic eyes show up in, Karo no Kyokai as well. So.
大事にする。けど先生ってすごいね。
I will, I promise. But wow, you really are awesome.
あれだけ嫌だった線がみんな消えちゃって、なんだか魔法みたいだこれ。
You made all those horrible lines vanish like magic. I'm cute. Aw, thank you.
それも当然。だって私魔法使いだもん。
I should hope so. I am a magician. I don't know why. I mean, I guess translating Mahou Tsukai as magician isn't necessarily incorrect, but I think mages fits better, but A smug grin stretches across her face as she drops the trunk to the ground.
でもね、シキ、その線は消えたわけじゃないわ。ただ見えなくしているだけ。そのメガネを外せば線はまた見えてしまう。
It is magician. I know it's magician. I know what Mahou Tsukai means. It literally means magic user, so. I'm just saying I personally would have used mages rather than magician. It sounds more, fantastical. Magician just makes me think of the stage performers, that's all.
見えないだけ？
There's just one thing, Shiki. Those lines haven't vanished. They're only hidden. If you take those glasses off, you'll see them again. You mean they're still there?
ええ。そればっかりはもう直しようがないことよ。
Maybe she's got a deck of
君は
magic
その
playing
後
cards in that
なん
trunk?
とか折り合いをつけて生きていくし
True.
かないの。
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I was just saying, I know Mahou Tsukai literally means magic user. I just think mage sounds more fantastical. Magician just always makes me think of the stage performers. So I think in the case where it's actually, when it's an actual case of, like, using magic, I feel mages always works better for the translation rather than magician, just because of the connotations magician has in English. But that's just me. I'm not saying they translated it wrong, I'm just saying I would have done it differently. You feel deeply hurt because Frosty thinks you're a Fedora person? Well, I mean, Frosty's just an AI bot. They can only figure out so much. And hello, Amin.
やだ。こんな怖い目いらない。またあの線を切っちゃったら先生との約束が守れなくなる。
Oh, in this work, magician mage coexist? Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, I'm coming. They're different things. Gotcha. See, I come over to this side from the Fate Stay Night, Fate Grand Order universe, where everyone is a mage there. It's all mages and witches. No one's a magician. No, wait, I don't want these scary eyes. They're just going to make me break my promise to you.
ああ、もう二度と線を切らないっていうあれか。
The one about never cutting the lines again?
バカね。あんな約束気軽に破っていいわよ。
Silly. You can break that promise whenever you feel like it.
そうなの？
Huh?
だ
Really?
ってすごくいけないことだって言ったじゃないか。
Did you say cutting the lines is bad? Nothing wrong with being a little cringe sometime? Honestly, I mean, look at me. I'm a frickin' anime cat girl playing a visual novel. You can't get more cringe than that.
ええ、いけないことよ。
You're right. It is.
けど、その目は誰にも頼らない。
Only 5 magicians if
君個
I
人の力なんだも
call.
ん。
Oh! Thank you for the follow. Now I know, now I understand what you mean by magician and mages coexist. I'm guessing magician is the term used for the people that can use the true magic? Yes, mages use magecraft. Ah, okay, now I got it. Okay, now I understand. Okay. I totally forgot about, that the people that can use the true magic are referred to differently. Now I get it. Now I understand. Thank you for the reminder and patiently explaining it to me. So in Japanese it's actually, oh, Majutsu and Mahotsukai. Gotcha. Have I read Tsukihime before? I have not. I have absorbed a lot of stuff passively over the years of being on the internet, but this is my first time playing it or consuming it in any capacity. I didn't even watch the anime. Like, I know the gist of stuff that happens, especially since I'm really into Fate Stay Night and like Fate Grand Order and the other Fate properties, and they intersect. I also watched Kara no Kyokai, but that was a long time ago. So anything that I picked up from that is a little rusty. Like, I know Toko is in Kyokai, but... And I haven't gotten around to playing Witch of the Holy Night yet. When new people get into Tsukihime, nice, yeah. No, I've been really excited for this. It was one of those things when they announced that they were officially releasing it into English. I was like, this is one of those things I will not stop talking about for a week. Witch on the Holy Night is good too. Yeah, I've heard it was. It was just one of those things when it came out, I didn't have the money, and it's just been constantly one of those things where I'm like, damn it, I need to buy that again. And now I don't have money again. So at some point, I just have to remember and commit. Your copy was delayed till July? No! Tragic. But those eyes of yours carry a special power that belongs to you and no one else.
だから、それを使おうとするのは君の自由。その目があること
And
につい
yes,
て、
and also, Zon, I saw your
君
corn
以
on
外
the
の誰も
cob joke.
君を責めることはできない。
It's up to you how you choose to use them. No one can blame you for having that power.
問われることがあるとしたら、あなたがその力で何をしたかということだけよ。
The only question... Oops,
僕が
not again. I need to stop bumping the button with my leg. The only question is how you want to use the power. What I want to do? Yeah. She stares into my eyes as if trying to peer inside.
そういうこと。うん、やっぱりいい目だ。
That's how it is. Yup, as I thought. You have a fine look in your eyes, and thus, Shiki's future was set. He can only fall in love with weirdos now.
正直言うとね、 初めて君と会った時めんどくさいのにぶつかっちゃったなーって思ったんだ。
Tell you the truth, when I first ran into you, I
見た感じ、色々
wondered
なくし
what
てきた
kind
み
of
たいだ
mess
から。
I'd gotten myself into. You looked like someone who I lost so much already.
でも問題なんてなかった。君はちゃんと生きている。なら人生かけて取り返していきなさい。
Just wanted to say you want to play this too? Nice! Definitely do it. We've just been playing for about an hour, and this is just the prologue, but it's been great so far. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy when you get a chance to play it. But I guess I had nothing to worry about. Those are the eyes of someone willing... Oh, sorry. Those aren't the eyes of someone willing to take things lying down. So go! Reclaim the life you lost. Even with a whole lifetime, I could never find the words to describe the light I felt in my chest, or the rush of joy that came with it. It's called having a crush, kiddo. You belong here. She reaffirmed my reason for being more forcefully than anyone. Well, I think at this point it goes beyond having a crush. She has given him a reason to live. She is the meaning of his existence now.
シキ、君は個人が保有する能力の中でもひどく得意な能力を持ってしまった。
Shiki, you
けど、
have one of the most
それが
unique
君にあるということ
abilities.
は
Even
何かしらの意
among
味があるという
all
こと
the
なの。
strange and wondrous things out there. But the fact that you have it means there must be a reason for it.
神様は何の意味もなく力を分けない。君の未来には必要になる時があるから、その直視の目があるとも言える。それは残
God
酷な
doesn't
ことだ
grant
ろう。
power to people for no reason. It might be that you have eyes of death perception because you'll need them someday. Though that sure is a cruel fate. Yeah, if your name is Shiki and you're in a Type Moon property, your life is just fucked.
だからこそ忘れないで。君はとてもまっすぐな心をしている。
But that's why you mustn't forget who you are, a boy with an honest heart.
今の君がある限り、その目は決して間違った結果は生まないでしょう。
As long as that's true, your eyes will never lead you astray.
成人になれなんてことは言わない。君は君が正しいと思う大人になればいい。
Just do what you think is right.
いけないということを素直に受け止められて、ごめんなさいと言える君なら、10年後にはきっと素敵な男の子になってるわ。
If you can learn from any mistakes you make, you'll grow into a fine man, maybe 10 years or so down the line. And then, when that happens, call me. She stands and reaches out for the trunk.
でも、よっぽどのことがない限り、メガネは外しちゃダメだからね。特別な力は、特別な力を呼ぶものだし。
Oh, I will say you shouldn't take those glasses off except in extraordinary circumstances. Special powers have a tendency to attract other special powers.
はい。私からの忠告。その2。
And here's one more piece of advice from me.
反則の出しどころ。勝負どころをよく考える。
If you're going to break the rules, think long and hard about the best time to do it.
そうならないことを祈っているけど、どうしても自分の手には負えないと判断した時だけ、メガネを外して、よく考えて力を行使なさい。
But should you ever need to take off those glasses, think clearly before you use your power.
その力自体は決して悪いものじゃない。
The power you have isn't bad.
結果をいいものにするか悪いものにするかは、あくまで君の判断次第なんだから。
Whether you use it for good or for evil is your choice to make. She picks up the trunk. Without her even saying a word, I know. It's time for us to say our goodbyes.
無理だよ先生。僕だけじゃいいことになんてできない。
That's impossible, Master. I can't use this power for good.
本当は先生に会うまで怖くてたまらなかった。けど先生がいてくれたから僕は僕に戻れたんだ。
I was so afraid of it until I met you, and if it weren't for you, I wouldn't even be myself anymore.
なんだ。先生がいなくちゃこんなメガネがあったってダメに決まってるじゃないか。
I can't do it. Even if I have these glasses, there's no way. Not without you around.
四季、心にもないことは言わないこと。自分自身も騙せないような嘘は聞いている方を不快にさせるわ。
Shiki, you shouldn't say things you don't believe. A lie that you can't even fool yourself with will only end up upsetting the one who hears it. Master's displeasure is readily apparent in her expression. She then flicks my forehead. Oh no, not the decopine!
自分でも分かっているんでしょ？もう大丈夫だって。
You already know it, don't you? You'll be fine.
なら、そんなつまらないことを言って、せっかく掴んだ自分を捨ててはいけないわ。
So, don't say something stupid like that, and throw away everything you've just reclaimed for yourself.
それじゃあお別れね。バイ、シキ。
This is farewell then. Bye, Shiki.
どんな人間だって、人生ってのは落とし穴だらけなのよ。
Everyone's got their own share of problems to overcome in life.
君はそれを何とかできる力があるんだから、もっとちゃんとしなさい。
But you have the strength to do something about it, so pull yourself together. She's really leaving. I'm sad, but as her friend, I want to see her off right.
さよなら、先生。
Okay, goodbye, Master.
よし、上出来上出来。その息でいつまでも元気でね。
Great, that's the spirit. Just keep that up and you won't have a thing to worry about.
最後の教訓。ピンチの時はまず落ち着いて、その後によく考えること。
Here's my last lesson for you. When you're backed into a corner, calm down and think carefully about what you should do next.
大丈夫。君なら一人でもちゃんとやっていけるから。
You're going to be fine. I have faith you'll turn out all right, even without me. She smiles fondly. A gust of wind sweeps through, sending a ripple across the sea of grass. She's gone.
バイバイ、先生。
Bye bye, Master. As I say the words, the realization that I'll never see her again sinks in. Left with me are a treasure trove of advice and a strange pair of glasses. In just 7 days, I feel like I've learned the most important things of all. As I stand there aimlessly, tears start welling up. A one-in-a-lifetime meeting, yeah. She changed his whole life, his whole perspective, everything. Oh, to be a woman like you, Aoko. As I stand there aimlessly, tears start welling up. I'm such an idiot. All I said was goodbye. Not once did I say thank you. I think she knows it's okay. I get it though. I'm discharged from the hospital soon after. I won't be going back to the Tono household. Instead, I'm to be taken in by another family. My body has recovered, but there are still lasting symptoms. To the Tonos, that means I'm defective. I'm no longer needed. Ah, good old mage families. But I don't care. Shikitono is going to be fine on his own. A new life and a new family are waiting for me. I leave behind the hospital room where I spent my 10th summer. The curtains by my window sway in the breeze, just like always. I take in one last glimpse of the blue sky. As I do, a dry breeze washes over me, spelling the end of summer Prologue end? Oh, there we go. Day 1, Homecoming. I really like the style formatting. It's very immersive and engaging. I agree. It's a very wonderful presentation. The tracks take a sudden dive, leaving the surface behind. The music is so majestic. Absolutely. It's all just wonderful. I like the little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? I like the little bit of like specs and stuff on the screen. Cause you know when you wear glasses they're never perfectly 100% clean. So it feels like we're actually seeing the world through his glasses. The tracks take a sudden dive, leaving the surface behind. Casting an artificial light across the tunnel walls, the train makes its way through the darkness. The car creaks around me. First one being Witch of the Holy Night. I know that one was in production for like a long ass time. Cause Witch of the Holy Night was like the first story Nasu ever wrote. But like it took them like all this time to make it a VN, and now like I guess it's supposed to be a trilogy, but everyone's like, we have no idea when 2's gonna happen. Just really likes their VN, so they put a lot of money into them. It's all about telling the stories, and to them, it's like the whole complete package. The car creaks around me. Man-made lights pass by at regular intervals. Vibration through the seat lulls me into reflection on this short little journey. It's early. 6:33 a.m. Oh god. Too early. I mean, I'm usually awake, but too early. Point of view style? That's true. A lot of VNs are point of view style, though. So it's all about how you go about adapting stuff, but yeah. I mean, it's Ufotable. Ufotable's been doing all the Type Moon anime. I'm sure they would do a good job if it came to this. 30 minutes have come and gone since I got on this train. That's how long it's been since I said goodbye to the people who took care of me all this time. How I react to this probably says a lot about me as a person. I'm sure some people might feel sad and wish they could have stayed longer. Others would accept it without a second thought. I wonder which side I fall on. I realize after a moment that I don't really feel either. I'm the only one sitting on the 8-seater bench. The seats in front of me are empty. There are only a couple of other people on the train, including a sleeping man in a suit on the bench next to mine, and a woman standing in front of the door. It may be early, but it feels particularly empty today. The noise from outside is strangely muted, but maybe I'm just lost in thought. The train vaguely reminds me of a spaceship traveling through the darkness of outer space. No sound can reach it out here. The only thing here are my stupid daydreams, the sound of my heart beating, and my memories from an hour ago. It came like a bolt from the blue. Ooh, that's a saying I haven't heard for a while, but I love it. Makihisa Tono has died. Shiki Tono is to return to the Tono household immediately. Oh, Dad's dead. The first contact I've had from my family in 7 years. And that's how it goes. The Tono family's word is final. I'm still a student, and they pay for all my expenses. But choosing to return to the mansion today instead of yesterday was my one act of defiance. I just wanted to stay a little longer at the home where I'd spent so much of my life. It was all I could do for the family that took me in and treated me like their own. Thank you for breakfast. It was delicious. I finish my meal and leave the table before the sun even rises. After taking one final glance in my room, I clap my hands together in thanks. It's not much for all the time I've stayed here, but I don't want to leave anything unsaid. I led a happy life here. That's what I want to carry away with me. Keiko saw me off alone as I left the Arima household. That's right, he's Shiki Arima right now, technically. I asked to leave quietly, without waking the others. Thank you for everything. Give my regards to Dad and Miyako for me. Ah, yes, Miyako. 7 years, the woman who had acted as my mother in that time looked terribly sad. I never once thought I'd see her like this. Life may be hard at the Tono mansion, but you'll be okay, understand? Don't overdo it. Make sure to look after your health first and foremost. I take her words of encouragement to heart. My time spent with them was peaceful. I just hope I didn't cause the Arimas too much trouble during my time with them. It's been 7 years. I've had plenty of time to recover. I'm a lot sturdier than I look, you know. Yes, you're right. The Tonos are quite the unusual family, but you're not one to let that bother you. You've always been a strong boy. She smiles through her sadness, and I smile back. I'm happy that she still considers me to be her child. I think you're giving me a little too much credit. Well, I should get going. Take care, Mom. Goodbye, Shiki. Take care. Keiko knows that I won't be coming back. She sends me off with tears in the corner of her eyes. Oh, come on, as if you're not ever going to be able to speak with her again. Oof. That was just 40 minutes ago. That moment marked the end of my previous life, and the start to my new one. The view outside shifts slowly. We must have crossed the river that separates the suburban Yashirogi and arrived in the city of Soya. The train begins its return climb to the surface. I can feel the gentle incline. Bright light shines through, piercing my eyes, which had grown accustomed to the artificial dimness of the subway. Now that was cinematic. The train. God. So beautiful, I got tongue-tied. The train sweeps towards the city. The majority of its inhabitants are still asleep. Outside, the air is chilly. A fall morning in the month of October, the heat of summer is little more than a faint memory now. It gets better? Oh boy! I've watched the same view nearly every day for 1.5 years now. But this is the last time I'll be taking this train to school. Memories of the past 7 years rush by like the scenery outside the window. I survived a terrible injury that would have killed most 10-year-olds. I met the woman that would become my master, my mentor in life. I went to live with the Arima family, and now I'm halfway through my 2nd year. The thing Master feared might happen when we parted never came to pass. And as long as I have these glasses on, I don't have to worry about seeing those lines again. And so, Shikitono has led an ordinary, though at times difficult, life. That all changes today. There's nothing major like feeling I don't belong or anything like that. I just don't feel right going back to the way things were before. Having lived a normal life these past few years, the Toto family's way of doing things just seems like a pain. Or at least more trouble than it's worth.
だいたい学校より広い洋館とか想像つかないんですけど。
Damn, sudden voice acting. It's been a while since we've heard his voice. Besides, I can't even imagine living in a mansion bigger than my entire school. I'm surprised I was able to handle it when I was a child. I mean, you didn't know anything else. The thought of going back to that old-fashioned way of life is daunting, to say the least. The train stops at a large station for a few minutes. The local line I'm taking has to wait for the express to pass. The platform is empty. Usually, I would expect to see morning commuters in suits on their way to work. But it's particularly quiet today. The express passes by on the neighboring rails. Thank you for your patience. The next stop is an announcement I've heard hundreds of times played. The door closes with a hiss of air. I see that there are 4 stations left to Soya Station, the station where my school... Is that who I think it is? Wait! Oh! Hello, Ciel! Oh, that was a close one.
危うく首が飛ぶところでした。
I could have lost my head if I wasn't careful. Then why you rush on the train? Don't do that. That's dangerous. That's dangerous, folks. Don't do that. Where's the toast in her mouth? Curry! Curry. Ark is the gatekeeped girl. Yeah, Ark is my #1 waifu. I do feel a kinship with Ciel, though, because I am also obsessed with curry. A girl wearing my school's uniform slips through the automatic doors as they close. Her ribbon is green, so she must be a 3rd year. I feel like I've seen her before. The bag she's holding in her hand must contain things for her club activities. Our eyes meet for a moment. The girl continues to stare at me. What? Don't do that! Just when I notice that she's walked closer.
おはようございます。朝からお騒がせしてごめんなさい。
Oh no, introvert panic. It's 6:30 in the morning. It's too early for socializing. Good morning. Sorry about all that.
あ、いえ、こっちこそすいません。じろじろ見ちゃって。
No, if anything, I'm sorry for staring. The way she smiles has me apologizing almost by reflex.
いえいえ、目立つようなことをし
She
た
is
私に非があるん
very
です。
cute.
先輩として恥ずかしいところを見せてしまいました。
Please, it's my fault for causing such a big scene in the first place. As a 3rd year, I should be setting a better example.
でも、
Oh,
朝
look
は
at that
弱いって
smile.
話。本当なん
She
ですね。
totally won't kill us at some point in this story. I know how these things go. I guess you were in line when you said you weren't a morning person. Introvert reflex and instincts, it's like, oh god, help! The girl laughs slightly. I'm distracted by her laughter and...
ほら、私ですよ。先週会ったばっかりなのに、もう忘れちゃったんですか？
You are too close, I'm allergic to cute girls. Come on, it's me! We just met last week, don't you remember?
あれ、シエル先輩。
Cielu-senpai? In an instant, my memory is jolted awake. I knew she felt familiar. I've crossed paths with her a number of times. Excuse me. And now that I think about it, there's probably not a person in the whole school who doesn't know CN. CL. The word that was everywhere in like 90s and 2000s anime. There was like a bit of an obsession with that for a while. So Yahai's most revered third year. Happy to offer advice to any distraught first year. Eager to solve the woes of any troubled second year. They're setting her up to be like a Power Ranger. And quick to save underclassmen from the ire of the third years. Some students call her the true student council president, considering most people rely on her over the teachers or our actual student council. Damn. She even helped me with something just last week. Man, how out of it am I? Ciel is right about how I hate mornings, and thinking about returning home for the first time in 7 years must be killing my brain cells. Mood, I understand. I always joke my entire morning is spent readjusting to being awake, and the afternoon and evening is when I actually get shit done. Oh! Shit, first choice. I mean, yes, there's this, but that's rude. Better save? Ah, fuck. How do I get the menu? Oh, there we go. Choices! Not the choices! Oh, it's nice that they have the current route marker. Not all games have that. One second, though. While we're on the save screen, it has gotten... The sun's starting to set, so my room is pitch black now. I'm gonna turn on my light. One sec. There we go. Choices, we got choices. Third one is funny. I can imagine. Going with a womanizer choice always causes interesting things. Alright. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch a tiger by the toe if he was like eeny, meeny, miny. Oh, sure. Think of something to ask. Usually as the introvert, I will try... The trick as an introvert to seem social, but get away with not talking is ask people about themselves. Most people love talking about themselves. And then you just can just nod along and make the appropriate comments. The question pops into my mind. Why is she on the train so early?
でもどうしたんですか?
How come you're heading to school so early?
先輩、部活やってませんよね。
I didn't think you were in any clubs. Isn't she like the one and only member of the tea ceremony club?
いえ、何を隠そうボランティア活動の帰りなんです。
At 6 in the morning? Oh. I think I understand what she means by volunteer work. Wink, wink, wink.
ほら、生徒会公募で公園のゴミ拾いがあったでしょ。あれをちゃちゃっと先ほどまで。
Yeah, you were cleaning up the trash of society. Wink, wink. Remember how the student council was recruiting people for a park cleanup? That's what I was just doing. Ah, now it makes sense. Ciel is always running around helping out somebody or another.
早朝から30分だけの奉仕活動だったんですけどね。
It was just a quick half-hour early morning job.
他の皆さんは一旦帰宅したんですが、私は面倒なのでこのまま登校してしまおうかと。
Everyone else went back home after, but that seemed like a hassle, so I'm heading straight to school. Her bag clatters. I had assumed it was full of equipment, but it must be cleaning stuff.
おや、中身見たいんですか？先輩の持ち物をチェックするなんておとなしそうに見えて大胆ですね。
Sure, show me your swords. Or whatever her weapon is, I can't remember. Oh? You want to see what's inside, do you? I didn't think you'd be so bold as to try and inspect my belongings. She draws closer and looks into my eyes. Her face is so close to mine that I can smell her. Bless her, I can't figure out where to look.
いえ、そういうわけじゃなくてですね。
Just don't sneeze in her
もし
face,
折りたた
bro.
み式のほうきとか熊手とかなら
As funny
珍
as
し
that
い
would
な
be.
と。
No, it's not like that. I just thought that maybe you had a collapsible broom or rake or something. It's not every day you see one of those. There's collapsible brooms?
ほうほう、私の万能高枝切りばさみも見たいと。
And are we being threatened? I'm feeling vaguely threatened right now. Huh. So you want to see my multi-purpose head shears?
よろしい。それでしたら放課後いつもの茶道部に来てください。あなたなら大歓迎です。
Maybe foldable ones? Maybe. Alright. Come by the ceremony club after school. I'd love to have you. Faced with such a heartfelt smile, I end up blushing. I'd like to say something clever. Clever? Fuck. Clever or witty, but all I can manage is a simple yes.
約束ですよ。ここだけの話、部費で購入したお茶受けが余ってしまいま
One
して。
sec.
日持ちするものではないので。
Clumsy Diana's at it again.
協
Hold
力が不
on.
可欠なんです。
I unscrewed the lid off my water, and then I watched as the cap bounced off the desk and rolled all the way across the room. My God. I had to go pick it up, because if I don't, the cats are gonna get it, and then I'm never gonna get it back. Her VA is so good, she just sounds like she's in charge of everything. Agreed. I forget who CL's VA is. They got some decently new people for the novel, but they all did a fantastic job from what I recall. Promise? Just between you and me, I bought too many snacks with the club funds. They were about to expire, so I could do with someone to help me polish them off.
そうですか。じゃあ予定が合えばぜひ。
I see. Well, if I have the time, I'd be happy to drop by.
食べ物に釣られていくとか猫かって話ですけど。
So, does this make me a cat? Being tempted by food and all? I would say you're more like a dog if you easily respond to food being offered to you. Cats are a little more finicky. Ciel's warm smile makes me feel comfortable enough to crack a joke. She adjusts the green ribbon around her neck.
どちらかというとワンちゃんではないでしょうか。
Apparently, I'm just Ciel. I'd say you're more of a dog.
というか猫科はよくありません。最後まで頼りになるのは律儀で頭のいい犬科です。
I don't think we can get along, Ciel. I can't deal with cat haters. I'm sorry, girl. It was a short-lived romance, but this is the end of the line. Never speak to me again. Goodbye. Goodbye. And at this point, I pull out a book or a phone and just ignore her. For reasons I don't understand, she seems to feel strongly about this. Imagine telling a cat girl... Suddenly the stream guidelines don't sound so bad. And cats are objectively cuter? I agree. Imagine telling a cat girl that you hate cats. Terrible. Can't believe it. It's funny though, because yeah, there are people who legit have phobias of cats, but excuse me, dog lovers who are cat haters. I think I bumped the mic. I'm sorry if that was a loud noise. Dog lovers who are also cat haters are so passionate about it. Most cat people are like, yeah, dogs are nice, I just prefer cats. As we're both heading to the same place, we continue to chat. We talk about last week's midterms. We wonder why the sports festival has been reduced to a one-day event. How long were sports festivals before? 2 days? I feel like track and field in like Canadian/American high schools was always 1 day. Knows about the cat brain worms? Oh, yeah. Toxoplasmosis? Or something like that, I forget. Apparently humans aren't an ideal host for those things, the brain worms anyway, so... Well, the good news is, as long as you wash your hands after handling the cat litter and stuff, you don't got anything to worry about. And just change the litter regularly. We complain about the cafeteria always serving the same things. After getting into a heated discussion about the plan to restrict phones at school, we tire each other out, sigh in unison, and change the subject. We laugh as we trade opinions on the movies we've seen recently. Oh, that's right. They changed the setting so it's modern day. The original was in the 90s. "15 minutes go by in a flash. It's easy talking with her. She is, after all, incredibly popular among everyone. I don't want this to end, but we only have a few minutes left before we get to Soya Station. I try to bring up something else to talk about, but..."
ちょっとうるさいんですけど。
Hello? It's 2014 now? Okay. 2014's decently modern, not super modern though. She's so cute, hello? Tsundere with pigtails? We've forgotten where we were. Ciel and I bow our heads in apology.
怒られちゃいましたね。
Guess that's what we get. No way, that was just a random NPC? Typhoon, you can't do this to me!
私の笑い声が大きかったん
Ren
です
counterpart? Yes! It's all my fault. I must have been laughing too loud. With that, our conversation comes to a halt. The friendly cheer that filled the air just a moment ago has vanished. It's quickly replaced by that familiar city silence, that cold space in which everyone is a stranger. Ooh, very nice. The train pulls into Soya Station. It's just before 7 a.m. I left for school a bit early today, so the town hasn't quite woken up yet. It's quiet right now, but in about an hour it'll be bustling with traffic and commuters.
今朝も交通量が少なめですね。最近街の目覚めが遅い気がします。皆さん夜更かしなんでしょうかね。
There aren't many people around today either. It feels like this town is waking up later these days. I wonder if everyone's been staying up late. As Ciel shares this odd observation, I notice how heavy her bag looks.
荷物学校まで持って行きましょうか。
Hey, do you want help carrying your stuff to school?
ああ、いえいえ、お気になさらず、私は寄っていくところがありますので。
Nah, it's just you, Ciel. Yeah, totally nothing bad is happening. Watching VTubers all night. Huh? Oh, no, I'm fine. I have to make a stop on the way, so I'll see you later. She smiles a goodbye and waves as she runs off. Her lithe legs carry her so swiftly, I almost expect a comical whoosh. Not to be outdone, I feel an urge to start running too, but there's no reason for me to hurry. I probably should be running anyway, considering my condition. I started walking towards school at my usual pace. Do you have heart problems, buddy? After what happened? But just as I set off... Hello? The girl from before emerges from the ticket gates. She passes by briskly, slowing only to share a few choice words.
見かけ通り軽薄なんですね。うんざりしました。
You're as bird-brained as you look. What a pain. And with that, she stalks away. I'm struck dumb by the rudeness. It seems like I've made an enemy. I should be careful the next time I have a conversation on a train. I guess I said something that upset her. Even so.
最近の中学生はおっかないな。
Middle schoolers nowadays sure are something. Oh, those are some famous last words. It was a regular hit-and-run scolding. I make my way to school, my steps heavier than usual. It's just about 7 when the main entrance to school comes into view. Students hurry through the gate to go to their club activities. They must be trying to make the most of their time before homeroom starts at 8. Ew, 8 a.m.? Soya Municipal High School. 40 years! Wow. An old school celebrating 40 years since its founding. Our college admission rate isn't bad, our clubs do fine, and the rules aren't particularly strict. It's as normal as a school as you can find. The only complaint male students have is that their uniforms are too old-fashioned, but the school doesn't pay much attention to it. What, you don't like the Gakuran? As for the girls, their uniforms were changed 3 years ago. Apparently, the school was worried that keeping the older sailor uniforms would lead to a drop in enrollment. What's wrong with Seifuku? Y'all have no taste. Something feels out of place on my usual walk to the school. Things feel busier than usual. Pale-faced teachers rush to the faculty room. A black car I've never seen before is parked in the parking lot. There's a chill in the air. Images flash through my mind, a sparsely intended funeral. The cold black of a hearse. I sigh at my own dark thoughts, trying to shake off this uneasy feeling growing inside me. I head for the classroom. There's no one else here yet. I sit in my chair and kill time until homeroom begins. You got games on your phone? More people begin to fill the room as I get in some studying. Oh no! Well, he went the nerdy route. That's fine. That's probably the better way to go about it.
おはよう。本日の朝練無事終了のお知らせ。
Morning. I managed to survive practice somehow.
あれ一番乗りは私らじゃないんだ。
But the gotchas, I know! Oh no, is this Sachan? You're early! I was sure we'd be the first ones here.
あれか、ボランティア。
Oh,
で
it
も
must be
今
that
日だったっけ？
volunteer thing.
やっば、俺サボったかも。
Damn, was that today? I was supposed to go to that. The students of 2C get along well compared to the other classes. We're pretty casual with each other before taking our seats. Dailies are important, yep. I catch up with classmates who have just ended their club activities. We go through your typical laundry list of things, from last night's ancient news to stuff that happened just minutes ago. We're just talking to pass the time, but this is an important morning ritual of ours. A warm-up exercise to start the day. We'd only tire ourselves out if we tried to have real conversations about everything, especially in this age of information. The mood in the classroom changes suddenly. Lively chatter dies down to a whisper.
なら道塞いでんじゃねえよザコども。朝っぱらから群がりやがって通行の邪魔だろうが。
君は誰? Crude remarks you wouldn't expect to hear among this otherwise harmonious bunch cut through the tranquility. I don't even need to turn around to know who it is. Only one person could do this to a room.
チーズグッモーニングメガネくん。
Ah yes, it's the Shiro Emiya prototype! I mean, he looks like him anyway. Personality is nothing alike.
今朝も新規臭い顔しやがって。まったくクソみたいな野郎ですね。
The fuck do you call me? He looks like Emiya? He does. That's why I said the proto Emiya. There's a similar redhead in Karano Kyokai as well. Natsuya? I think? Yep, only him. A delinquent with little respect for the sanctity of our school.
おい、挨拶どうした？
Hey man, I'm talking to you. Well, I ain't talking to you.
人が珍しく朝から来てやってんのに、おはようの言葉もなしですか？むしろ朝からいてくれてありがとうぐらいの気持ちはないのですか？
Congratulations.
ないよ。朝から恋顔見てげんなりしてるだけ。
Shush! Why should I? Your mug isn't exactly easy on the eyes.
そもそもありがとうとかないし、お前のために学校に来てる
There
わけ
isn't anything to be happy about. It's not like I come to school to see you.
何？バカ言うなよ。俺は遠野のために学校に来てるんだぞ。そんなの不公平じゃんか。
I think the bromance is a little one-sided. What? How's that fair? I come to school to see you! I'm at a loss for words. Sometimes I wonder why we're even friends. Has a dyed head of orange hair and piercings in his ears. He fucked up the bleaching job trying to go blonde. Sporting a perpetual scowl that's practically begging for a fight, he seems to follow the delinquent dress code to a T. Though his brand of counterculture might be a little out of style, he still looks the part of a good punk. Shiki's in by denial. Whatever, man. It's good that you're in class at least. Morning, Arihiko. Those absences finally catch up with you?
いや、そこは別に気にしてない。まだまだ余裕はありますよ。
I'm not too worried about that. I've still got plenty of wriggle room. My sister's at home, so I can't skip today is all. I was playing my show all night. It really didn't number on my limits. Good night, Trashko. Go sleep at your desk already.
それが中学からのライバルに対する態度ですか？
As your bitter middle school rival, you have to at least admit I'm more than that, or you're trash too. Oh man, this has been going on for a while.
なんで俺とお前がライバルなんだ。
How are we rivals?
無軌道に行きたいんなら街で同行の死を見つけてろよ。あんまり構わないでくれ。
Anyway, you could find a partner in crime loitering in town. Just leave me out of it. He does still owe me a bunch of money I lent him back in middle school, which makes him more of a moocher than a rival.
どうしてかな？遠野ってば俺にだけ冷たいよな。
Why am I the only one you ever pick on, huh? Because you're the only idiot.
他の奴らには聖人君子みたいなやつなのに不公平じゃね？
You're like the goddamn Pope when you're talking with other people. How's that fair?
なんだ、分かってるじゃないか。
Finally starting to get it, huh?
世の中、公平なことってあんまりないだろ。
Life isn't fair.
そりゃそうだけどよ。
Well, yeah, that's true.
やっぱお前、俺には特に冷たくね？
But aren't you especially an ass to me? Take the hint then. Arihiko lets out an exaggerated sigh. I don't mean to treat him any certain way. Everything just naturally ended up this way after years of, I guess, unfiltered treatment. We may have completely different interests and tastes, but we seem to operate on a similar wavelength.
まあ、家から逃げてきたはいいとして。
Well, ignoring the fact you've run away from home.
普段から夜型のお前が朝から出席するなんて。
I'm surprised a night owl like you could even show up so early.
かなり普通じゃないぞ。
You sure you're feeling okay?
まあな、俺だってそう思う。
Huh? You're telling me?
たまたま目が覚めたからって来るもんじゃねえよな、学校ってやつは。ぶっちゃけもう帰りてえ。 ああ、やっぱ学生には勉強する意思とか必要なんですかね。
I woke up early anyway, so I figured I'd at least show up, but I'm already itching to bail. I guess there's no point in coming if you aren't willing to work. It's not wrong, but when he says it like that, it almost sounds like he wants an award just for making the trip.
そのあたりの議論は今度暇な時に鏡に向けてやってくれ。
Maybe
俺
you
が聞
should.
きたいのはなんで街に行かないかってこと。カラオケでも漫画喫茶でも時間潰すならそっちのがいいんじゃない？
Maybe you should try reciting this stuff to a mirror next time. How come you didn't go into town? Wouldn't you have been better off lazing about at karaoke or a manga cafe?
そりゃあれだよ。最近は何かと物騒だからですよ。
Yeah, but you know, all that shit that's been going down
あら
lately.
ごとこなすのもたじゃねえし、あっちには体力ある時しか顔出したくねえわけ。
Plus, I don't want to be caught with my pants down when I'm not at 100%, you feel?
物騒？
Something's been going down?
おう、どうのだって知ってんだろ、例のあれ。
Yeah, haven't you heard?
派手に出回ってる通り魔事件の話だよ。駅前のセンター街、
Ah,
夜になると警
yes.
官も巡回しているしな。
Of course. Yeah, the serial killer that's been making the rounds like they own the place. The cops have been all over town at night looking for him.
そっか。そんな話もあったっけ？
Oh, right. I think I remember hearing about that. Wink, wink. Yep. Hearing Akihiko talk about it reminds me. The goings-on in Soya hadn't bothered me much while I was living several stations away with the Arima family. It was all over the news. I seem to remember.
なんだっけ？すごく低俗な売り文句だったけど。
What was it they were calling it? It was something tacky.
深夜の通り魔事件。
The Soya slasher?
連続猟奇殺人事件な。被害者は大抵若い女で、2日前に発見された仏さんで8人目。かつ全員の喉元に
Damn.
バツの字の傷跡があるとかないとか。
They're saying it's some super freaky serial killer. Most of the victims are young women, with the one found the other day making the 8th victim. Each one apparently had an X carved into their throat. Weird. My mind can't even picture something like that.
違うよ乾くん。殺されちゃった人はみんな体内の血液が著しく失われている。
Ah, yes, vampires. No, Sachan! Rest in peace. Hopefully we'll finally get her root in the next game after all these years. Meh. One of the few things I know about Tsukihime is what happens with Satsuki. So, Yumizuka pokes her head out and corrects us, likely drawn by how loud we are.
ああ、そうだったそうだった。現代の吸血鬼かっていう見出しだったもんな、あれ。
Yeah, that's it. The headline called them a modern-day vampire or something like that.
サンキュー、ユミズカ。おはようさん。
Thanks, Yumizuka. And good morning.
乾くんもおはよう。
Good morning, Inui.
ついでに言うと外傷には個人差があって、傷が全くない場合と損傷の激しいタイプに分かれてるだったかな。
Apparently the wounds left behind differ from person to person. Some bodies come out unscathed while others are horribly mangled. I think. I'm sure she lives a very nice and peaceful life, right? Right? No commando. She was supposed to have a root in the original game way back when, but it never happened. So we're all hoping she finally gets justice in the second Tsukihime remake game, since all the other paths they split the paths into the 2 games, so.
詳しいんだね、弓塚さん。
You're pretty knowledgeable about this, Yumizuka.
そんなことないよ。
No, not at all.
この街で起きている事件なんだもん。ニュースを見てれば嫌でも覚えちゃうことだと思う。
It's just hard not to see it everywhere when it's happening in our backyard.
とま、そういうことだよ、トーノ。
Well, you heard it, Tono.
いくら俺でもな、夜中に殺人犯が出歩いているうちは夜遊びなんざしねっての。最近は真面目に家の中で夜更かししてるわけ。
I'm not crazy enough to go walking around town when there's a killer around. I've just spent the past few nights chilling at my place.
なんだ、そんな理由だったのか。
So that's your reason.
まともすぎて逆に意外だ。殺人犯に怯えて家にこもるなんて。
I'm kind of surprised it's a half decent one. It's not like you to hide away in your house.
らしくないじゃねえよ。普通は殺人犯に怯え
Even
るだろ。
I'm afraid of a murderer. I ain't that stupid. Yeah, he's a delinquent. He's not like, you know. Oh god. It's not, well, I mean, he's not Yakuza, but like, he's not in, like, this isn't Tokyo Revengers. He just skips school a lot.
こっちはやる気がねえのに、あっちだけやる気満々とか、不意打ちにも程がある。絶対にごめんだね。俺はまだ人生棒に振りたくねえ。
I got no interest fighting someone really out for blood, especially if they ain't gonna do it fair and square. I still got a lot of living left to do.
ああ、そっか。そうだよな。狙われたらとことんまで付き合うしかないってことだもんな。
Fair enough. Guess you'd have no chance but to fight them off if they managed to corner you.
お前ねえ、そこは逃げるって選択肢はねえの？
You know, running away is an option, right? I like Satsuki's tiny little pigtails. They look like little ahoges.
なんでとことんまで付き合うんだよ。
Why would I try and fight him?
だって逃げられないんじゃないのか。そういう場合って。
I thought running away isn't an option in those type of situations.
遠野に振った俺がアホだった。
Never mind. It was my fault for asking.
実際の話、俺も殺人犯は気にしてねえ。ああいうのはほら、天才だろ。出会っちまう方に運がない。
I'm not that worried about it. Getting caught by something like that just means your luck's run out. What they call it on the news? An act of God or something?
俺が街に出ないのはもっと現実的な理由でさ。最近、北口駅前で新手のバカどもが湧いてんだよ。正直顔も見たくねえ。
I've got a real reason for not going out, though. A bunch of fools have been hanging around the north exit. I really don't want to deal with them. The north exit is located on the opposite side of the station from the business district in downtown Soya. A bustling hub that never sleeps. Adahiko lives on the north side of the station himself. These fools must be pretty bad if he's going to such lengths to avoid them.
遠野も聞いたことねえか？
Know about it, Tono?
度胸試しのようなもの。秘密の入り口から地下道に入って奥までつければ大金が手に入るってやつ。
Some kind of weird dare. They say you'll come into a bunch of money if you enter the underground using a secret entrance and make it to the end. Alright, just point me at it. I'm going. I need money.
それなら私も聞いたことあるけど、それってただの怪談じゃなかった？
I've heard about that too. Isn't it just an urban legend?
ああ、結構昔からある都市伝説だったらしい。
Yeah, I've heard it's been around for a while.
それを儲け話っぽく仕立てて利用してるバカどもがいるんだよ。どっから流れてきた新参者か知んねえが、おかげで北口の空気の悪さはシャレにならねえ。
I got some idiots believing that this is their chance to get rich. No idea where they came from, but they're seriously killing the vibe. Doesn't take much to set them off.
俺、基本的に痛いの嫌だし、あんだけ派手にやってればポリも動くだろうし、連中が捕まるのでしばらく自重して家にこもって
He relies on the cops. What kind of delinquent are you? He walks the walk, but he doesn't talk the talk. No, wait, I think it's the other way around. He talks the talk, but he doesn't walk the walk. I don't want to get into it, you know? The cops should do something about them soon. So I'm just staying at my place until things blow over. They don't make delinquents like they used to. Back in my day, right? One of my favorite anime is Yu Yu Hakusho. So I'm like, Yusuke would never stand for this. Yusuke would have set them straight already. An urban legend on the north side of the station. I guess I hadn't heard of it since I didn't live nearby. Though, I suppose it'll be my problem too, starting today.
なんだよ、反応薄いな。
Hmm? What? Not exciting enough?
さてはあれか？朝から貧血でぶっ倒れたのか？
You gonna pass out again from that anemia thing?
いや、今朝はまだ大丈夫。
No, I feel okay today.
心配してくれるのはありがたいんだけどね。そう四六時中貧血を起こしてたら体が持たないよ。
I appreciate you worrying, but I'm pretty sure I'd be dead if I was anemic all the time.
まあ、そりゃもっともだ。遠野が大丈夫だって言うんなら、まあ大丈夫なんだろうよ。
Yeah, that makes sense. If you say you're alright, I'm sure you're fine.
ほら、授業が始まるぞ。早く席に戻って寝ろ。
Come on, class is about to start. Better get back to your seat.
はいよ。と、そうそう。今日の昼飯な、食堂でするからな。驚きの特別ゲストをお呼びしているので、楽しみにしてやがれ。
Oh, by the way, I'll be eating in the cafeteria today. Got a very special guest coming. Look forward to it. What does that mean? Akihiko, sorry, not Akihiko, Arihiko laughs suspiciously as he saunters back to his seat.
それじゃあね、遠野くん。
Talk to you later, Tono.
あ、うん。弓塚さんも付き合わせて悪かった
Oh,
ね。
yeah, sorry to drag you into this, Yumizuka. She walks back to her desk, her footsteps light as a feather. Five minutes after the bell for homeroom, and our teacher still hasn't appeared. Just as homeroom is about to end, the teacher next door drops by to tell us that Miss Toyama won't be coming today.
やったー、今日の数学自習じゃん。
Don't say that! She's probably dead! Someone sounds like they just won the lottery. Miss Toyama is our math teacher. With her absent, we'll have free study instead. Once you finish the worksheet you're given, you're free to spend the rest of the time however you want. Some use the time to study, but others just kill time. I start on my worksheet. I actually have no problem with studying. I quit going to after-school lessons as a child. But that was after I was told getting into a good school would be impossible for someone with my condition. What the fuck? Ableism sure is something, huh? Whether you choose to go to college or straight into the workforce, knowledge is never a bad thing to have. I raise my head after solving a few problems and look over to the students near the hallway. I can only hear bits and pieces of their conversation, sitting as far away of them as I am.
信じられない。
So it's true. I don't believe it.
朝練の時、先生たちが血相を変えて職員室に。
This morning, I saw the teachers running to the faculty room looking really freaked out.
まだ噂だから。
でもそんな簡単に。
It's just a rumor. Could she really have?
ひどいよ。なんでそんなことに。
It's terrible. How could something like this? Yeah, see, she's dead. Don't celebrate not having math class. Something certainly feels wrong, I think, knitting my eyebrows.
昨日の事件。
校長室に刑事っぽい二人組が。
Uh-oh. That murder last night. I saw two guys who looked like detectives go into the principal's office. I brace myself for what's coming. As familiar as I am with this feeling, I find myself not wanting to accept it. I hold my breath in anticipation for the words to come.
だからさ、遠山。昨日死んだらしいよ。
Yep, I heard Miss Toyama died last night. I close my eyes, trying to hold back a headache. I guess the glasses can't really block out the lines if he's actively thinking of death or something. The morning passes without the rumor about Miss Toyama spreading much further. The classroom is a mess now that it's lunch. Some go to the cafeteria, others to the courtyard, while others still stay in the room and open their lunches at their desks. What should I do for lunch? A good question. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Sure. Hallways are a mess of activity during lunch. Most people are heading to the cafeteria, but some are carrying lunch boxes, likely on our way to a friend's classroom, the courtyard, or the gym. I merge with the crowd, wondering if I should get a proper meal at the cafeteria or just buy something light at the school store when... Oh! I catch a glimpse of Ciel further down the hall. I'm probably imagining it, but it looks like she's heading straight for me.
よかった。探してたんですよ、遠野くん。
Oh my. There you are! I was looking for you, really? You're looking for the cat girl, the thing you hate?
教室にお邪魔する手間が省けちゃいました。
This saves me the trouble of going to your classroom.
それはどうも。こんにちは、シエル先輩。
I see. Glad to hear it. Good afternoon, by the way. This lackluster greeting is all I can muster. For some reason, I suddenly feel very shy.
はい、こんにちはです。
Yeah, good afternoon to you too.
でも私たち、今日はもう会っていますから、
But
こんに
what's
ち
with
は
the
というのは正しく
formalities?
ないですね。
We just saw each other a few hours ago.
うん。そういえばそうでした。
Yeah, I guess you're right. I sheepishly avert my gaze. Is there something wrong with me? I've never had a problem talking to Ciel before, but I feel really self-conscious right now. Is it because of what happened this morning?
遠野くん？どことなく落ち着きがありませんけど、何か急用でもあるんですか？
Tono? You look a little tense. Did I catch you in the middle of something?
いえ、急ぎの用はないです。
No, it's nothing. Nothing at all. There's no way I can tell her the real reason, because I'm fixated on her every move. God, boys.
それより先輩、俺を探していたって何か用ですか？
Anyway, you said you were looking for me. What's up?
はい、朝ちょっとしたご迷惑をかけてしまったでしょ。
Yeah, so you know how I caused you all this trouble this morning?
そのお詫びがしたくてずっと探していたんです。
I was thinking I should make it up to you.
朝の迷惑って。ああ、電車の話？
Trouble? Oh! You mean on the train?
でも、
He's down
これは迷
bad?
惑と
He
いう
is
より
very down bad.
役得というか。
That was nothing really. If anything, it was my pleasure. I had a lot of fun talking to Ciel. With her to keep me company, the train ride flew by in no time.
でもうるさくしすぎて女の子に怒られたじゃないですか。
But we still got yelled at, didn't we?
そのお詫びです。つかぬことをお聞きしますけど、遠野くんはこれからお昼ご飯ですか？
I want to apologize for that. Also, are you off to get lunch now?
ですよ。食堂に行くか購買で済ませるか迷っていたところです。
Yeah, Yeah, I was trying to decide whether to go to the caf or get something at the store.
よかった。それならご一緒できますね。朝のお詫びにおごっちゃいますから、これから食堂に行きましょう。
Great! We can go together then. Let me treat you to lunch in the cafeteria.
Eh.
With a smile, Ciel grabs my arm and whisks me away. It's rare for a third year to be where all the second year rooms are in the first place. So this only sends even more looks our way. I can feel everyone's eyes on us.
ちょっと待ってください。
Wait a second!
朝のあれは俺だって悪いんだから、先輩が謝ることでもありません。むしろ逆です。謝るならこっちです。
This morning was my fault. You don't have to apologize for it. If anything, I should be apologizing. I tear myself away. My face must be beet red.
おお、それ聞き捨てなりませんね。謝るべきは遠野くんの方だったと。つまりその罰として遠野くんは私のお願いを一つ聞いてくれるとか、
Is that so?
ありなわけですね。
Well, I can't pass up an opportunity like this. If you really want to show remorse, then I think it's only fair for you to do whatever I want as punishment. As I feel Ciel's gaze teasing me, my cheeks burn even hotter.
いや、今のは言葉のあやでですね。
That was just a figure of speech.
では観念して私を食堂に連れて行ってください。
And what I want is for you to take me to the cafeteria.
今日は誰かとランチしたい気分だったんです。運が悪かったと思って私におごられてください。
I feel like having company for lunch today. Consider yourself an unlucky victim and let me buy you some food. That's just cheating. There's no way anyone could say no to a smile like that.
はあ、おごられてって、それも逆ですよ、先輩。
Alright, fine. But me getting the free meal seems the wrong way around.
だって私が楽しかったのは本当ですから。
Well, I had a good time this morning.
それでは食堂に急ぎましょう。
So, let's go to the cafeteria already.
早くしないと席が埋まっちゃいますからね。
If we don't hurry, all the seats will be taken. Ciel takes my hand again and leads me down the hall at a brisk pace. Here we go again. Perfect timing. The tables are wide open. A sizable line stretches back from the counter. I'd guess it's about a 5-minute wait.
私が並びますから遠野くんは席を確保しておいてください。嫌いなメニューはありますか？あるのでしたら今のうちに聞いておきますけど。
Could you find us some seats, Tono? I'll get in line. If there's anything you don't like, speak now or forever hold your peace.
いえ、ないです。食べ物に
No,
好き嫌いは
not
あり
at
ま
all.
せん。
I'm not a picky eater.
大変結構な返答です。
Good answer.
それではパパッと行ってきますね。
Okay, I'll be right back. Without waiting for a response, Ciel trots away to get in line. I guess this is an offer I can't refuse.
2人分の空席、できるなら角がいいな。
Alright, 2 empty seats. A corner spot would be nice. I'm still not sure if I'm mentally prepared for lunch with Ciel. Finding somewhere quiet and out of the way might make it less daunting. I scanned the cafeteria. There's a few empty seats in the middle, but all the corner tables have already been claimed. There might not be any corner seats left for 2 at
あっ
this...
た。
Oh, there. Ah. The seats have... I spy I've just been taken by someone with a familiar face.
よートノこっちだこっち
Damn. The orange-haired delinquent waves an arm at me, paying no attention at all to the looks he's getting. I feel a migraine coming on. Still, I'm not mean enough to ignore him outright. All the other corner seats are taken anyway. In a way, he is people repellent. As his friend, it's my right to abuse that ability to its finest. Whew.
おっせえ、今日は特別ゲストが来るって言ってなかったか？のんびり重役出勤してんじゃねえですよ。
You're late. Didn't I say I had a special guest coming today? You can't be walking in late like you own the place.
ああ、そういえばそんなこと言ってたっけ？
Oh yeah. I guess you did mention something like that.
で、その特別ゲストはどこ
So,
に？
where's the special guest?
それがな。昨日からスケジュールを抑えていたっつうのに、今朝になって断られ
Ah, it's Ciel. I see.
お詫びをしたい人がいるから、今日の昼食
Yeah,
は
about
忙しいんです。
that.
だと
We made plans yesterday, but she canceled on me this morning. Said something about being busy because she needed to apologize to someone. Arahiko's shoulders sag in disappointment as he slurps his chikara udon. Power udon?
お詫びを。
Apologize to someone? Those words sound all too familiar.
特別ゲストって、もしかして3年生？
A special guest. Would she happen to be a third year?
メガネの似合うショートカットで元気よく動き回って、それでいて頼れる空気出しまくり。
Short hair, looks good in glasses, always on the go. Seems like the dependable type.
なんだそれ。いつから俺の頭を盗んだ？
The hell? How'd you get inside my
い
head?
や、そういうわけ
That's
じゃない。
not. I mean,
お待たせしました。こちらの席でよろしいですか、遠野くん。
sorry to keep you waiting. Is this where we're sitting? Ciel appeals next to our table with a radiant smile. She's carrying a lunch tray loaded with food for two.
なんと
What?
おや、乾くん、
Oh,
奇
Inui!
遇ですね。
What a coincidence. Hang on. Inui. The voice actor seems familiar. I need to check. Oh, Makoto Furukawa, of course. It's Achilles from Fate Grand Order. That makes perfect sense. Also Saitama for One Punch Man. Ciel takes a seat without missing a beat. She sits down in front of me next to Arihiko.
おお
Okay, calm down. Arihiko starts sputtering like a dying engine. Maybe he's in shock due to a sudden stroke of luck. I get it. I was the same not too long ago.
遠野くんもどうぞ。
Here you go, Tono.
今日は遠慮せずにお腹をいっぱいにしてください。
No need to be shy. Eat up. There's no way I can say no to that smile. I give in and take a seat across from Ciel.
それじゃあ、ありがたくいただきます。
Alright, thanks for this, by the way. Clapping my hands together in thanks, I look down at the tray she brought. Huh? 3 dishes are lined up before me. Curry with rice, curry with rice, and curry udon. Good choices! I would be delighted with this. Reminds me, I need to buy more curry roe. I'm confused.
先輩。
Ciel?
はい。何ですか、遠野くん。
Is something wrong?
いや、これ、 どういうことでしょうか。
No, but what's up with this food?
だって遠野くんと私のお昼ご飯じゃないですか。
What do you
他に何
mean?
に
It's
見え
our
ます？
lunch. What else would it be?
何ってカレーにしか見えないけど。
Yeah, sure, but all I see is curry.
もちろんみんな大好き定番のカレーですよ。
Can't go wrong with curry. Everybody loves it. She's not wrong. The problem is there's nothing but curry.
メニュー3つありますね。
And there are 3 portions.
もちろんです。遠野くんは男の子なんですからいっぱい食べてもらわないと。私は1品でいいですからどうぞお好きなものを選んでください。
2 plates of curry for me? It's my lucky day.
それはカレーライスとカレーうどんで。
Okay, then I'll have 1 rice and 1 udon. Otherwise, I'd just be eating 2 helpings of the same thing.
残さず食べてくださいね。
You better eat it all.
遠野くん好き嫌いないんですから。
You did say you weren't a picky eater. I don't see an ounce of malice in Cien's smile. This isn't a joke or a prank. She's actually doing this out of the goodness of her heart.
いただきます。
Here goes. With no other choice, I dig my spoon into the curry. As soon as I do...
この野郎遠野くん。
Now there's a face. I thought Arihiko's soul had left his body for good, but he springs back to
お
life.
前さんね、いつまで無二の親友を無視してるわけ？あれだろ一言。いや常に生きていてありがとう乾くん。ところで今日は素敵な先輩を紹介するよ。おっと僕は忙しいのでそろそろ校舎裏に行く。あとは2人でご歓談の歩道とかいろいろさ。あと余ってるならそのカレーうどんちょうだいね。
Did that dude even breathe during that sentence?
やらないよ。でも常に生きていてご苦労様、乾くん。
I'll keep the curry udon. Thanks for being alive. And why would I be the wingman for a girl I'm interested in? Akihiko's arm shoots forward. I definitely guard my curry udon from his thieving hand.
乾くん、遠野くんとお知り合いなんですか？
Inui? You know Tono?
何言ってんすか。知り合いも知り合い、中学時代からの大親友ですよ俺たちは。
Of course I do! We've been bros for years now! Probably one of the few things he'll say with absolute sincerity.
そうだったんですか。ごめんなさい、約束を保護してしまって。そのですね、私が今朝ご迷惑をかけてしまったのが
Is
遠
that
野くんなん
so?
です。
I'm sorry for canceling our plans. Actually, he's the person I made trouble for this morning.
いいっす。筋の通った理由っすから。というか名前さえ教えてくれたらこっちから遠野を連れ出したっすよ。
No worries, you had a good reason. You know, if you told me it was him you wanted, I would have brought him straight to you.
で、こいつどんだけひどいことをやらかしたんですか？
So, what kind of horrible things did this little shit do?
早朝の電車でばったり会ってそのままおしゃべりしていたら他の乗客さんに注意されちゃいました。
We happened to meet on the train this morning and ended up talking, but one of the other passengers yelled at us for being too loud.
ダメですね。周囲の迷惑を考えないと。遠野くんは悪くないのに私の代わりに怒られてくれたんです。
I should have known better, being on the train and all. Tono didn't do anything wrong, but he took the flak for me anyway.
はあ、早朝の電車っすか。ダベルなんて人の自由ですけどね。あ、
Oh
早朝
dear.
遠野はわかるとして先輩電車通学だったっけ？
But wait, this morning? I knew Tono took the train, but I didn't know you did.
今朝はボランティアの帰りです。公園のゴミ拾いですね。
I was on my way to school after volunteering this morning. You know, the park cleanup?
ほら、学校の掲示板でもあったでしょ。生徒は自主的に参加するようにって。
It was on the bulletin board, remember? They were looking for students to participate.
ああ、海浜公園のあれか。さすが先輩、ご苦労様です。
Ah, at the park by the beach? Man, you're always an upstanding citizen.
でも、そういうことするから教師連中が当てにするんすよ。先行どもは好きあらばサボりやがるんだから。あんまり調子に乗らせないでほしいんですけどね。
Careful though. If you're too helpful, those teachers will just throw more at you. They'll take every chance they can get to make someone else do their work for them. You sure let them do that to you.
いいんです。私が好きでやってるんですから。
It's fine, it's fine. It's because I want to.
先生方もきちんと学校の
Plus,
ことを
the
考えて
teachers
くれて
do
い
a
ま
lot for
す。
the school too.
今の物言いは
You
感心
can't
できま
actually
せんよ。
convince me otherwise, Amelie. Ciel bluntly shuts Arihiko down. He is trying so hard, but he is so bad at this. From what I can tell, it seems like Arihiko and Ciel are on pretty good terms.
先輩、もしかして毎日ボランティアをやってるんですか？
So, do you volunteer every day?
なんだとの知らないのか？シエル先輩と言ったら真の生徒会長って呼ばれてるぐらい便利な人でだな。
I mean, yes, I do know that.
知ってる。肩書きだけの生徒会と違って何でも解決してくれる完璧な3年生だろ。
I'm aware. Unlike the actual student council members who are only in it for the prestige, Ciel's the perfect third year who can and will do everything. Right?
No. 1年じゃファンクラブまであるし、教師連中も厄介事が起こるとシエルに相談すれば安心だなんてのれんに腕押し状態だからな。今じゃ先輩が何をしたって文句を言う教師もいないぐらいだ。
Well, well, well. For real, the first years even have a fan club, and whenever there's some pain in the ass thing the teachers gotta do, they all shove it off on her, like, Ciel can handle that. I've never heard any of them complain about her either. The way Arihiko is bragging, he sounds almost personally proud.
ファンクラブまでは知らなかった。すごい人だったんだ、シエル先輩って。うちの教師連中に頼りにされるなんて。
Ciel, you're
よっぽどのこと
incredible.
だよ。
It says a lot about you that even the teachers depend on you. I look at her and wonder.
あ、はい。ありがとうございます。
Well, thank you. Ciel's spoon clinks against the plate as she stirs her curry. For a moment, I worry that we've embarrassed her, but then I'm reminded of the pressing issue before me. I have my own curry to eat, not to mention a full bowl of curry udon. My doctor says I shouldn't overeat, but I'll feel guilty if I don't eat everything Ciel got for me. I'd better wolf down the curry before I start to feel full. Meanwhile, Ciel and Arihiko talk about their families. I knew that Arihiko's parents are no longer with us, but I didn't know Ciel lived by herself too. Apparently, her apartment is fairly close to Soya Station. She lives past the business district by the south exit, rather than near the shopping district by the north, in a residential area that spreads eastward. I
と
see.
ころで遠野くんはどのあたりに住んでるんですか？
By the way, Tono, where do you live?
はい。
I'm quietly eating my curry when Ciel sadly turns the conversation to me.
どのあたりと言われると、その返答に困るというか。
Where I live? It's kind of complicated. Since my place of residence changes today, explaining my situation would be a bit awkward. I wish I could brush it off and just give some vague, general answer, but it's impossible for me to lie when she's looking me right in the eyes.
質問で返しますけど。
Let me ask a question back.
先輩はなんで俺なんかの家を知りたがるんです？
Why do you want to know where I live?
だって遠野くん、私のアパートの場所を聞いちゃいましたよね。なのに私だけ遠野くんのお家を知らないのは不公平だな。
That is not really how things work, but
ですか？
okay. Is that weird?
まあ
Yes.
ちょっと変です。
Well, maybe a little.
不公平だなんて妙なことを気にするんですね。
I mean,
先輩
unfair? You get hung up over some strange things.
妙なことじゃないです。
It's not that strange.
どこに住んでいるかわからないんじゃ、何かあった時お見舞いにも行けないじゃないですか。
If I don't know where you live, how could I visit you if something were to happen? My mouth stops mid-chew. Ciel's offhanded question gives me a sudden thrill.
お見舞いって例えばの話、俺が風邪でもひいたら見舞いに来てくれるとか。
Visit? Do you mean like if I caught a cold, you'd come and see me?
いえ、行きませんよ。
Oh, fuck me then.
今のところそんな予定はありませんから。
No, of course not. I have no such plans at the moment. The joy I felt a moment ago was evidently premature. Although I don't think Ciel meant anything bad by the way she said it. She must just be naturally blunt.
俺の家もこの町ですよ。徒歩にして30分弱。
My house is in town, just shy of a 30 minutes walk from here.
ほら、北口から郊外に上がると坂の上に住宅地があるでしょ。あそこの奥まで行ったところです。
You know the suburb past the north exit? There's a residential area at the top of the hill. My house is up there towards the back.
ああ、そうだった。今日から引っ越すんだっけ、お前。
Arihiko jumps in as if spotting his chance. Ciel cocks her head quizzically.
越したですか。遠野くん転校生だったんですか？
You're moving? Does that mean you just transferred in?
は
What an odd thing for Ciel to ask. Arihiko and I wordlessly glance at each other.
あのですね、俺は1年からこの学校にいるし、先輩ともその頃から顔見知りだったじゃないですか。
Well, I've been going to this school this whole time, and we've seen each other around, right?
なんだってそこで転校生だなんて単語が出てくるんです？
So, how could I be a transfer student?
だって遠野くん引っ越したって。
You know you can move within the same town, right?
引っ越したら誰だって転校生になるわけじゃありません。住所が変わっただけで学校は変わってないんです。
Just because I'm moving doesn't make me a transfer student. My address is changing, but not my school.
今までは親戚の家にいたんですけど、今日から元の家に戻るだけなんですよ。
I'd been living with some relatives up until now, but I'm moving back to my old home today. She got hung up on this in a weird way. See how strange confusion seems to have cleared up.
お家が変わっただけなんですね。
So you're just changing houses. Yes, that is what moving is.
それで今は郊外の住宅地に引っ越したと。
And moving to the residential area in the suburbs?
そう、坂の上にある仰々しいところに。
Yeah, to that fancy place at the top of the hill.
なるほど、合点がいきました。じゃあもしかして遠野くんのお家というのはあの遠野邸のことですか？
I mean, the names do match. I sense some hesitation in Ciel's voice. The people of Soya proper probably look at that giant house on the hill with a kind of reverence. It's been 7 years since I was last there, but in my memories, the Tono mansion felt as big as a castle.
そういうことです。自分でも間違いだとは思ってるんですけど、引っ越し
That's
ち
the
まった
one.
ものはしょうがないから。
I feel out of place moving there, but I don't have much of a choice.
その様子じゃあんまり乗り気じゃなかったのか。
You're not hyped for it at all.
自分の家って言っても7年ぶりならしょうがねえか。しばらくは他人の家みたいに感じるんじゃないか。
But I guess that's to be expected after 7 years, huh? You're probably gonna feel like a stranger there for a while.
どうだろう。まだ帰ってないからよくはわからない。
Who knows? I haven't gone back yet. So it's hard to say.
まあ、 俺にはお前の家っていう避難場所があるから気は楽だけど。
But hey, I can always escape to your place, so I'm not too worried.
なんですかそれ。ざっけんな。俺んちはお前のビバークポイントじゃねえですよ。休みになりゃ泊まりに来やがって。おかげで姉貴は俺より友達の遠野くんびいきになっちまって、
I mean, I
年
think
々
it's
小遣
more
い減
your
ってるん
fault
ですけ
for
ど。
being a troublemaker, but hey. I'm guessing that's more an Arihiko, but I keep that to myself. I don't want the conversation to turn sour. To be honest, the Tono family isn't something I feel comfortable talking about.
へえ、仲がいいんですね、二人とも。
Wow, you two really are close, aren't you?
よくねえ。俺と遠野は奪い合うことはあっても手を取り合うことはない。いわば敵同士っすよ、マドモアゼル。
Mademoiselle. Hell no, the closest we ever get is when we're fighting over something. In other words, Mademoiselle, we are the greatest of enemies.
でも遠野くんは乾くんのお家に泊まるぐらいなんでしょ。仲すごくいいじゃないですか。
But Tono stays over at your house, doesn't he? You sound like good friends to me.
違いますよ先輩。遠野は長い休みになると家に居づらいってんで逃げてきただけです。この野郎、預けられたことで有馬の人たちに遠慮してんの。
It ain't like that. He comes around whenever there's a long break. Says he finds it awkward being around the Arimas for too long. What with not being their kid and all.
で、部屋が空いてる俺のところに転がり込んでくるってわけ。こいつは外見がいいから姉貴にも気に入られちまってさ、厚かましくも手ぶらで泊まりに来るんだぜ。
And then he winds up at my place because we've got an extra room. He knows my sister likes that pretty face of his, so he just shows up empty-handed like it's no big deal. Arihiko clenches his fists in anger. I never knew that bothered him so much. I'll have to bring him something the next time I go over.
預けられたって遠野くんもですか。
He's not actually their son. Arihiko claps his hand over his mouth. He laughs awkwardly, seeming to realize he said too much.
気にするなよ。別に悪いことじゃないんだから。
No worries, it ain't anything so dramatic. I continue eating, keeping my eyes on my curry.
そっか。まあそうだよな。
Yeah, it's just like that.
あれで文句を言ったらバチが当たるってもんか。
And anyone who says otherwise can go straight to hell. Arihiko nods empathetically. Part of me admires the way he can turn and fire back at anything.
ごめんなさい遠野くん。
Oh, I'm sorry, Tono.
その前のご家族とはうまくいってなかったんですか。
Did you not get along with your previous family?
いや、そんなことはないっすよ。こいつ有馬の親御さんとは何の問題もないもんな。みんな超いい人たちだし。
Damn.
いや、有馬の親父さんは割と怖いけど。
Nothing like that. Ain't no beef between him and the Arimas. They're in a great bunch. Why are you talking for us, Arihiko? Well, the dad's kind of scary, but he ain't a bad dude.
だって言うのに、こいつは養子にならないかって話も断って、休みになれば俺のところに逃げてきやがるんだ。本当に何が不満なんだお前は。
They even offered to adopt him, but he said no, and he still runs away to my place whenever we have a break. Man, I don't get it. What's the problem?
不満なんかあるわけないだろう。よくしてもらってるからこれ以上負担をかけたくないだけだ。
There's no problem. They've taken good care of me, so I don't want to be any more of a burden to them is all. Oh, I see. He's a misanthrope. I finished eating my curry. Next up, an entire bowl of curry udon, just for me. But Ciel looks upset.
ごめん、シエル先輩。つまらない話だった。
I know, Ciel. Sorry, Ciel. I know that's kind of a heavy topic.
そんなことないですよ。私の方こそ変なことを聞いてしまってすみません。
not at all. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked such personal questions. Ciel tries her best to brush it off. Might be fine with Arihiko since we've been friends since middle school, but it seems like this sort of talk is too much for her. In fact, she's fidgeting like she'd rather be anywhere else.
ああ、ごめん先輩。俺ちょっと遠野と内緒話があるからさ。
席外してもらえない？
Alright, I gotta talk to Toner here about something important. Would you mind giving us some space? I can't believe Arihiko said that. In a roundabout way, no, in a very straightforward way. He just told CL to mind her own business.
何言ってるんだ。内緒話なんてどこでもできるし、第一先輩はまだ食べ終わって。
What are you talking about? We can talk in private anytime. Besides, she hasn't even finished her... Oh. Somehow, despite her talking to Arihiko this whole time, CL has cleaned her plate.
いえいえ、承知していますとも。それでは邪魔者はここで。お先に失礼しますね。
No, I completely understand. I'll get out of your hair now. See you later. With a quick bob of her head, CL takes off. Peace! Leaving me and Arihiko alone at the table.
先輩も居づらそうだったし、俺もこうした方がいいとは思ったけどさ。今紙
She
一重じ
looked
ゃないか。
really uncomfortable, so maybe that was
好
for the
感度下がった
best.
ぞ。
That sure was bold, though. I think your chances just took a nosedive.
まあさっきのは仕方ねえだろう。口を滑らせたのは俺なんだし、嫌われ役ぐらいはね。
Whatever. I should have shut my trap. I could take the hit. It was mine to take anyway. He's actually a pretty good dude, isn't he? Arihiko noisily slurps up his shikara udon. It must have gone cold while he was focused on his conversation with CL.
お前、先輩のことを狙ってたんだろ。
You aiming for her or what?
そりゃ俺に限らず誰だって狙ってますよ、シエル先輩。うちの学
Not
校じゃ
just
ピカイチだ
me.
しね。
Everyone is. She's leagues
でもま
above us all.
今の流れで気にするような性格だったらどうでもいい。遠野に内緒話があるっていうのも本当のことだし。
Actually, I don't really care what it sounded like. I actually do have something I want to talk to you about. What? Arihiko sounds unusually serious. I break apart a pair of wooden chopsticks with a snap and start on my curry udon.
なんだよ。気持ち悪いな、急に深刻ぶって。
What's up?
また何
It's
かやらか
weird
した
to
か。
getting so serious all of a sudden. Did something happen?
そんなんじゃねえって。俺が聞きたいのは実際遠野はどうなのかってこと。
Nah. I just wanted to ask. How are you feeling?
どうって何が？
How am I feeling? What about it?
だから遠野は小学生の自分からよそに預けられてたんだろ。どんな理由かは知らないが、それから7年も経つんだ。なんで今になって感動してた息子を呼び戻すんだ。
Well, you
お
were
前さんの
taken
父
in
親は。
by another family when you were in elementary school, yeah? I don't know why your old man disowned you, but it's been 7 years. Why would he suddenly want you back now?
感動されていたわけじゃない。
I wasn't technically disowned.
なんとなく屋敷から出るように言われただけだ。
I was just told to leave for no reason in particular.
遠野君君ね、なんとなくで子供を家から追い出す過程があったら、それは悲劇じゃなくて笑い話です
You know,
よ。
man, usually a family kicking their own kid out of their home for no reason would be so sad it's funny.
ただし、ほら一歩手前、寒すぎて笑えねえけどな。
But that's so cold, even I can't laugh about it. Yeah, the truth is, my father and I had been on bad terms long before the car accident and hospitalization. The Tono family is a distinguished household, dating back centuries, with customs very different to those of a regular family. My childhood memories are of an enormous house and the oppressive antiquated practices of the family within. The Tono family is wealthy, with shares in a wide variety of companies. My father, Makihisa Tono, wasn't much of a businessman, but the assets he inherited from my grandfather were more than enough to help his businesses make a fortune. A mansion from another era, a high-class lifestyle that valued history and decorum. Any child would have found life in that mansion unbearably dull. So, when I was told to go live with the Arumas, I had no qualms about leaving my real family behind. I think it was the best outcome I could have asked for. I got along well with the Animas. Keiko and Fumiomi treated me no differently than if I had been their child by birth. I had always wanted to be part of a normal family, and living with the Arimas gave me that opportunity. I don't have any regrets there. With one exception, my sister, Akiha. She was a year younger than me, and I left her behind at the Tono Manor. I wonder if Akiha resents me. I mean, why wouldn't she? I left her in that giant, lonesome house with no one for company but that pig-headed old man. It's not hard to imagine what Akiha thinks of me, of the brother who ran away from it all.
そうだな。確かになんとなくで家から追い出されたら、そりゃ笑うしかない。
Getting kicked out of the house for no reason. Not much to do about that but laugh.
だろ？おまけに二度と敷居はまたぐなっていう決め台詞付きだ。世間様ではそういうのを
And
反動って言うん
considering
だ。
that they told you never to set foot in there again, that sure sounds like you got disowned to me.
今まで聞かなかったけどな。お前、なんで感動されたんだ？
Why did you get disowned anyway? I've never asked. Yeah, I'd like to know the answer to that myself.
まあ、話したくないならいい。
Well, if you don't want to talk about it, that's cool. Arihiko picks up his bowl with both hands and drinks down the broth. Lunch always feels so short. I follow Arihiko's example and quickly down the rest of my food. School comes to an end for the day. I look out over the schoolyard from my seat, unable to will myself back to the mansion. The classroom, dyed a red-orange by the sunset, looks like a watercolor painting and makes my eyes throb a little. There's something about vermilion that's unsettling. As the hue pierces my eyes, I'm hit with a wave of nausea. I guess I have trouble with anything that reminds me of blood. The reality is, I've grown weak to it. Seven years ago, I was on the verge of death. I was caught in a terrible accident. A building collapse. No. So were you hit by a car or was it a building collapse? Your lies about what happened to you are starting to get a little confused. My wounds were so severe that most people thought I did have a chance. Luckily for me, all of my injuries, were focused in one place and my doctors were able to get to me fast. It almost feels like it happened to someone else thinking back like this. There's a lot I still don't know. Wow, a building collapse and an accident? Yeah. I think these are two separate things. Or his mind is made up excuses to block out the murders that he witnessed. And he just doesn't even realize it? I don't know. We'll find out. There's still a lot I don't know about it. Something struck my chest with such force that it impaled me. I passed out immediately. Like a machine that had its plug pulled. All I remember after that is the pain and the cold. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. The scar still remains on my chest. From what they told me, I not only hit my back hard, but a piece of glass pierced my chest as well. That's how I got the burn-like scars on my chest and back. When I was finally able to look at the wounds, I almost passed out from the sight of them. Ever since then, I've been prone to bouts of anemia, caused a lot of trouble for the people around me, collapsing suddenly all the time. I assume that's why Makihisa Tono, my father, decided that I wasn't healthy enough to be his heir. I mean, I guess, but... my chest. I hold down the urge to vomit. I breathe deeply, waiting for the needling in my eyes to subside. A mark of death hidden under my school uniform. I've been able to see the lines ever since the accident. It's only thanks to the glasses Master gave me that I've kept some semblance of a normal life. Without them, I'm sure I would have gone mad a long time ago. Keiko was worried that the Tonos weren't normal when we said goodbye this morning. But there was no need. The reason being... that I'm not normal? I'm hardly normal myself, yup. I push my glasses back up the bridge of my nose and grab my bag. I can't stay in the classroom forever. I guess go back to the manor. We can only put it off for so long. My path home is different from the one I took yesterday. It leads me from a compact, middle-class neighborhood to one where large, expensive houses line the street. Every step brings me closer to the Tono mansion. This area isn't completely unfamiliar to me. It may have been 7 years ago, but I have vague memories of this place from when I was 10. It's a strange feeling. This path feels both new and familiar at the same time. I climb up a long hill. The rows of houses disappear from view. The smell of greenery tickles my nostrils. I may be in the middle of the city, but this place feels anything but modern. Almost everything from here on is owned by the Tono estate. The mansion I lived in until the age of 10. The only things left for me there are old memories and relatives I never got along with. Though now, only one close relative remains in that mansion. Makihisa Tono, the father who hated me so much, passed away the other day. My mother died from an illness the year Akiha was born. So, the only Tonos left will be my sister and I. As the eldest, I would have taken over as the head of the family, but I no longer have that right. Being the Tono heir means a restrictive and cloistered childhood. I don't know how many times I was told off by my father for trying to escape all that. That's why, when I was left defective after my accident, he took the opportunity to cast me out. I'm sure he felt that even though I was the eldest, he couldn't leave the family in the hands of someone who could keel over dead at any moment. To my father's surprise, I recovered. But Akiha had already been chosen as the next heir of the Tono family. Akiha had been raised as the prized daughter of the Tono family, but after my accident, she had to endure a harsher education befitting her new station. We played together in the gardens until I was 10, but I haven't seen her once since then. And now, it's been 7 years. I wonder how the Tono mansion has changed. I won't have to wonder for much longer. If anything should come to mind now, it would be... ooh. Sure, Akiha. But my sister, Akiha. Akiha visited me a number of times when I first moved in with the Arimas. I wasn't able to see her because of my daily hospital visits, and once she started staying in the dorms at a girls' academy, we only ever exchanged a few letters. Unlike Akiha, I had been expelled from the family. That's why I was able to live as freely as I have. After 7 years, my sister and I must have very little in common. Honestly, I don't really have any desire to go back to the Tono mansion. Except Akiha is there. When we were children, Akiha was a quiet girl who always looked meek and timid. She'd follow me around wherever I went. With her long black hair and fine dresses, she looked like a princess out of a fairy tale, locked in some tower and awaiting rescue. I know I have no right to just slip back into being Big Brother now, but I've worried about Akiha these 7 years. She was the first thing I thought of when I learned of Makihisa's death. All alone in that massive house after her father's death. More than anything, I felt responsible because my carefree lifestyle had forced the burden of the Tono family onto her. I think the reason I agreed to return to the manor was to make amends for leaving Akiha behind. The main gate is shut tight. I remember thinking it was big when I was a child. But after living in a normal house, I realized just how massive this place is. The mansion sits on a high hill overlooking the city, giving the Tonos a view of all they control. The grounds alone are bigger than my high school. Include the forest behind the manor, and it's easily triple the size. Surrounding the perimeter is a wall of trees and a long fence preventing outsiders from peering inside. The entrance at the main gate is closed, turning away those who would seek entry. Next to the massive gate for cars to pass through, there's a smaller door for people. I hesitate for a moment before pressing the call button. It doesn't make any noise as I push it. After a few seconds, the lock opens with a welcoming click.
ここのドア全自動になったんだ。昔は守衛さんがいたんだけどな。
The store is automatic now. I remember a guard used to stand here. I open the heavy door and pass through the stone gate. The door gives a satisfying clunk behind me, locking itself again. I make my way along a gently sloped path deeper into the grounds. The walkway, surrounded by tall trees, feels almost like a tunnel. It stretches 40 meters east, then turns at a 90-degree angle to the north. Memories flood back with each step I take. I know this path. I've walked it many times. Just a little further. I reach the corner. My feet guide me towards the north, the rest of my body following closely behind. Oof. A Tono mansion, its great white walls standing at attention. A sigh escapes my lips in a combination of frustration. The mansion looks just like it did back then. According to my father, the building had been the same since my grandfather inherited from his grandfather, though it was repaired once after the war. A gazillion rooms? So many rooms! For the past few centuries, it's been a seat of power passed from one generation to the next. This is holy ground for Makihisa. No, for all those related to the Tonos. I remember seeing different adults vying for a piece of it, currying in favor with the old man while staying at the mansion for the yearly family meeting. They were all extremely successful business people with their own fancy homes, but for whatever reason, they were obsessed with the Tono Manor. Getting to live there must have been a point of pride for them. It all sounds ridiculous. It's just a big fancy house to me. I've never been comfortable with being privileged.
さて
Guess it's time. There's no going back now. A small doorbell is placed next to the comparatively huge double doors. I shake off my nerves and ring the bell. There is no familiar ding-dong. The heavy silence continues for a few seconds. The sound of hurried footsteps comes from the other side of the doors.
はい、お待ち申し上げておりました。
We have been eagerly awaiting your return! The twins? The doors swing open with a surprising ease for their size. I narrow my eyes at the waning afternoon light streaming through the windows. I had meant to prepare myself for the sight, but my breath catches as I look over the gigantic lobby. What astonishingly beautiful architecture. I feel like I've traveled to a different country in a different time. The look of the mansion is so old-fashioned, even the very air itself seems foreign. Even so, the lobby still feels familiar. Yeah! Kohaku! I find myself frozen as the girl who answered the door stands before me, dressed in traditional attire.
よかった。あんまりにも遅いものですから、お迷いになられているのではと心配していたんですよ。
Thank goodness, it's so late. I was worried that you had gotten lost.
日が落ちてもいらっしゃらないようでしたら、こちらからお迎えに向かうところでした。
I was going to go looking for you if you hadn't arrived by sunset. The girl, wearing an apron over her kimono, smiles brightly.
いや
Oh, I find myself speechless at this unexpected welcome. I was expecting the stony-faced man who served as my father's assistant and butler to be the one to greet me. The girl tilts her head, likely wondering at the reason for my hesitation.
四季様ですよね。
You are Master Shiki, aren't you?
はい。様っていうのはその余計だけど。
Yeah, though you really don't have to call me master.
ですよね。もう脅かさないでください。
I knew it. Please don't scare me like that.
私また間違えてしまったのかと怖くなってしまったじゃないですか。
I thought I had messed up again. The girl wags her finger like a mother admonishing her child. She seems genuinely upset with me for having worried her. Yet even so, her smile never fades, nor does the warmth emanating from her. An apron draped over her kimono, coming to greet me and calling me master. This must mean...
すみません。もしかしてここのお手伝いさんですか？
excuse me, are you a housekeeper here by any chance? The girl answers my question with a smile.
さあ、お疲れでしょ？
I'm sure you're tired.
遠慮せずに上がってくださいな。明葉様がお手すきになるまで居間でおくつろぎください。
Please come in. Feel free to have a rest in the parlor until Mistress Akiha is available. The girl motions for me to follow her and begins walking. We move towards the hallway on the east side of the lobby, next to the giant staircase. I seem to remember that the parlor is just inside the hallway. I call out to her and ask her name? I decide to call out and ask her name. I can't just be calling her Miss Housekeeper the whole
すみ
time.
ません。名前を聞いていいですか？
Excuse me, can I ask your name?
来たばかりで今のうちの事情がよくつかめなくて。
Sorry, I'm still trying to get my bearings. I call out to her. The kimono-clad girl looks at me, surprised.
琥珀と申します。このお屋敷で遠野家のご当主様に仕えさせていただいております。
I act as Mistress Akiha's personal attendant. The girl Kohaku gives a slight bow and a smile. It's a lovely kind of gesture, somehow evocative of a bud blooming into a flower. The girl leads me to the parlor. The parlor looks so much fancier compared to what I remember. It's like seeing it for the first time. Either I'm just too used to how things were with the Arima family, or they've made this room even more extravagant since I was last here. Regardless, this place feels like someone else's home. I look around the parlor restlessly.
借りてきた猫ちゃんみたいですね。
You look like a stray kitty.
お気持ちはわかりますが、どうぞ楽にしてくださいまし。
I know
こ
how
こ
you
は四季
feel,
様の家な
but
んですから。
please try to sit back and relax. This is your home after all.
そうですよね。
Yeah, you're right. Flustered, I lower myself onto the sofa. It's pathetic how overwhelmed I've become from simply returning home. The kimono-clad girl makes her way over to her cart in the corner of the room and pours a cup of tea from it. She places the cup on a tray and carries it over to me.
どうぞ。そちゃですが。
Have some tea.
ありがとうございます。
Thanks. I can't help but feel a sense of embarrassment being waited on with such a warm smile. I think that's just who I am, rather than something that comes from living with a more modest family.
秋葉様に声をおかけしてきますので、しばらくお待ちください。
I'll go check on Mistress Akiha, so please wait here.
おそらく10分ほどかかりますから、それまでお屋敷の中を見て回るのもよろしいかと。
Actually, it should take about 10 minutes, so please feel free to have a look around the mansion if you'd like.
いいんですか？勝手に歩き回って。
Is it really okay for me to just wander around?
何をおっしゃいますやら。ここは四季様のお家です。
This is your house
勝手も何も
too,
ご
you
ざい
know?
ません。
Please, by all means.
いえ、でも2階はちょっと行けませんね。
Though you won't be able to go up to the second
秋葉様がいらっしゃいますから。
floor while Mistress Akiha is there.
1階でしたらお好きにご観覧ください。
The first floor should be fine, however. Why aren't I allowed to go on the second floor?
四季様にとっては7年ぶりのお屋敷ですもの。
I'm sure you must be over the moon to be back after 7 whole years. She smiles mischievously. Please excuse me. Kohaku gives a slight bow and leaves the room. Well, now what? Choices do lead to wildly different scenes unlike FGO? Yeah, I figured. My muttering echoes sadly through the extravagant parlor. Do I stay here, sitting nervously? Or do I take a look around the mansion? Well, we'll deal with that next time. Unfortunately, I gotta wrap up here. 10:30 is the latest I can go, unfortunately. But it's been over 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Went a little longer because I wanted to see as many characters as possible. Man, we haven't even met Arc yet. Yes. The info, we've got a flowchart. Very interesting. So because we didn't walk around the school, we skipped those scenes. Very nice. That makes it much easier to go back. You don't have to maintain 25 million save files. Oh, wonderful. Alright, big stretch. Okay! That is gonna be it for me for today. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. EST, more visual novel stuff. We're going back to Kanon. We're playing some more Kanon, cause it's just visual novel release week. Too many visual novels I've always wanted to play finally popped up and are available in English officially, so here we are. That was really good. I'm glad, yeah. This was fantastic. I'm fascinated. We will definitely be playing more since we have the streaming guy said we can do all of the episodes related to Ark's story, so we can play like half of the game at least. From my understanding, you can't even unlock Ciel's story until you play Ark's. So it's not like we're gonna accidentally stumble onto her path or something. So that's good at least. But yeah, tomorrow we do Kanon. Saturday, we are gonna try and finish Final Fantasy IV, finally. I played a little bit offline during lunch just to leave the final dungeon and go buy more supplies, and then wandered my way back to where we left off. So I gained a couple levels along the way, but nothing crazy. But for now, that's gonna be it for me. Time to get myself out of here. Ugh. Time to wash up, get ready for bed, all that good stuff. So, for now, that's it for me. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the raids, all that good stuff. I'll check to see if anyone I'm following is streaming when I send you guys off to like my ending screen, and then I'll set up a raid if anyone's available. If not, stream will just end. Go forth, be free. Be free! Alright, that's it for me. Have a good night, everyone. So, if it's morning where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. If it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. And until next time I see ya, take care of yourself. Wash your face, brush your teeth, eat good food, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Mwah!